Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if someone watches, great, cool.
Google me.
Whatever.
I understand.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. I just realized that I had Metal Gear Solid music on here. Doesn't matter. As your team is on the wrong map, as your team delves into the mine next to the capital of Isle, which is itself Isle, unfortunately, the naming scheme was super direct. As you ventured forward to find and discover an ancient tome of a man, because honestly, you went in there to figure out what's going on. So that entire part was a lie. While exploring and looking for a man that, let's face it, Nikolai accidentally took a job on, which is good. You also went here to figure out why exactly production of mining went to a creeping crawl. While you explored, you managed to find a few things here and there, steal a few items, a lot of jewels, looking at you, Dust, and managed to save a few lives. And then realize that there's a whole bunch of problems here. For one, there's an entire group of dead bodies here that aren't the miners. As you determined their facsimile wardrobe, it wasn't them. You did find 3 of the 5 group that went here to explore, and only one so far is alive, which was the man Nikolai was looking for, giving him his wedding invitation for a month and a half. He's fine.
Yay!
Ada, you were saying?
That was me.
Oh, for some reason I heard Ada.
No, I said yay.
No,
Yeah,
like
you're
a
good.
split second before that, but that's perfectly okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, but decided to figure out if you can find the other 2 or to stop this entire thing from collapsing upon itself. You went down and Nikolai went invisible. Immediately trying to roam the area, discovered other creatures here. The first ones were very strong, very fire-based. So going invisible might have been a good thing. And then you found something very, very big that looked like a massive... if dire wolves are very big, consider it a dire wolf. So immediately bolted. But the thing, once you ran, the thing felt as if it kept looking at you. So continue to run until you found your friends. But along the way, you weren't invisible anymore. So the creatures followed you here. And then, well, a conversation started. And it was discerned that this thing is a new scream.
Yeah.
More or less ancient time informational thing. You can discern, however, that it is still strong. While it is new, you might be able to take it in a fight, but that's a general maybe. It also has minions, so it might be a little bit harder, especially after just fighting the first level. Thankfully enough, there's only 2 levels in this mine.
Yeah.
Right now you're on negotiating terms, and this is where we begin. You left off figuring out if you could find a place to relocate them, which is why you're on this map currently. You're at the red marker, which is the mine, and you're heading towards the forest to figure out if you can find the actual heir of the kingdom, because your friend is kind of trapped in their house because, well, if they have no true heir, the next one will have to do. And they can't exactly go gallivanting now, can they?
Question.
Yes.
Ada had brought this up, but the area between that bridge village and the capital Isle.
The one with the observatory?
Yeah, the town before the observatory.
Yeah.
Is there a road that follows the water on the south side? Or is there anything major between those 2?
Bringing you back to the map.
I also would like to do a
So the area I'm talking about is right in here.
There is a pathway there, but it's not as if it's constructed. It's more like people travel through there long enough that people know of it.
So this, I'm wondering. I want to like understand a little bit more as Nikolai because he would probably have some kind of sense of what's going on with this person, but he can't directly talk to it. Does it seem like it has evil intent, or does it just feel like it's being threatened?
From what you can tell, it is a newborn abomination. Let's just face it, what it is.
Okay.
It's arrogant, it is powerful, and it is not fully understanding of itself since it was just born. There is potentially a hint of fear, but not a fear of the outside environment, but more of a fear of the unknown.
Okay.
Yeah. But going back to Dust's question, you also know that a way that people transport things from the bridge city to the capital of Isle, which is Isle. I'm just going to say Isle. The city. Between that bridge city and Isle is the river system because it's the easiest way to do it. Especially if you're carrying a lot of cargo.
Okay, so the majority of the people, they'd be traveling by river.
Riverboat, yeah. There is a
okay.
path because it's cheaper, but it takes longer.
Okay.
By cheaper, I mean you don't have to pay for a boat.
Yeah, we were sitting there talking about where we could potentially send them.
Yeah.
And Ada brought up the fact that would probably be the best spot. It's just on the other side of the mountain range for them.
Yeah. I think Nikolai also mentioned putting them in the forest. It's a big forest, but at the exact same
forest
time,
would not be another.
You don't know what's in there.
I'm just also thinking about like potential people.
Yeah.
Most people, unless if they have experience in the forest or they live in the forest, they circumvent it, right?
Yes, they try to avoid it as much as possible. Unfortunately, people go missing from time to time. It's known as the Great Wild Forest. You already know this. You also know, thanks to connection ties, it is a part or somehow connected to the wild forest inside of the Feywild.
Okay.
So, a good spot for them, just everybody.
Yes.
Would be-
Gus, what would this place be?
Well, got two spots. There was the forest, and in all aspects, it would probably be the safest place to have them.
So
Send them.
the forest and what other spot?
This area over here, because it's pretty much desolate over here.
Yeah.
So area between Island.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Dust isn't a native to this area, so he wouldn't know exact information, but he would know topography. And that's honestly a good call. Nikolai, you can roll history, and Ada, you can roll history at
Ooh.
disadvantage because of your memory loss.
12.
Fair enough. Drag in.
I got 12, and I don't remember if my Tides of Chaos. I don't think I have Tides of Chaos, so. Wow,
Ah.
5. That
no
sucks.
Way.
Aw, I feel bad now. Based on the information you both have, you can discern that the areas that Dust has mentioned, probably a good
Can
call.
I give her? Can I give her a help action? No.
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna count it as a 22, not a natural 20.
I feel like that's retconning, but okay.
I don't care enough.
Okay.
I'm gonna count it as a 22 rather than a natural 20, so it's still gonna give you information. Based on the information you do have, the forest and the more or less alcove between mountain ranges is a good idea. The mountain range alcove does have a sprawling animal life forms because it's near the fort itself, so it's quite dangerous. In fact, the reason people travel on land is because they have no money. So often or not, they go through caravans. So if you don't have the numbers, you generally, it's pretty tough. And if you want to make it safer, well, then boat is the best option. So that's a good idea to put them there. The Wild Forge itself, however, you have no idea what's really going on there. Often than not, people go missing, they disappear, they come back out, and then as if they haven't missed a day. Or sometimes they come back out after a week, and it feels like they've aged 300 years if they're an elf, or they're dead, and you don't find them again. It is very, very dangerous, and it might be a safe enough place for it. Definitely, maybe not you if you don't have, someone to guide you through it. But you do, thankfully enough. There are pathways people know of, but at the exact same time, it's as if the wildness shifts and turns from time to time. So unless you know how to navigate it perfectly, it can easily stump someone that knows of the wild itself. That being said, other places you could discern or potentially get them to would be near Quota, the city to the north. Behind the library alcove. It is more or less a tundra area with very little life around it, but it has an abundance of mineral deposits. But it's so cool that a lot of people generally don't live there.
I like the forest. I like the forest option.
I was going to say the bomb. Just gonna.
You're gonna say what?
And
You cut out.
I was gonna say, didn't the creatures want to conquer the first place?
They wanted to conquer a place that had minions, not like an entire vast network of people, just things there rather than being alone.
I mean, we don't know what's in the forest, but we know there's something there. So
essentially, it'd be better. And so he's what this being the Scream is trying to do is they're trying to make. Basically, let's treat it as a wolf. They're trying to make a pack for itself.
Yeah. The other markers are places that might be a beneficial, or at least a better spot for them than the mine.
Really, the best two spots are in the immediate area because we don't want them to go too far. For risk of damaging.
I believe that we could just give them the forest on the south to the west, and then I mean there's the problem of how we would get them there. That's the issue.
Really, we just have to lead them up. We'd have to talk to the miners and get them out of the way.
The problem is that Dust, you're understanding that we can't speak to them. Ada can.
Yes.
So we have to speak through Ada, and she has to be able to tell them exactly what we're telling them. So all of this depends on her knowing what we're saying and describing how to do this in the correct manner and they don't think that we're trying to rid them and then do a double cross or something. So we have to be very straightforward.
Yes.
Okay, so places.
What I'm also saying is that just getting them out of mine will be a feat of themselves because explanation, yes, but we do also have to talk to the miners, get them out of the way, so there isn't a problem. We should be the only ones.
So
dealing.
I understand all this. So let's say let's make a list and say, okay, what is the things in order that we will tell them?
Well, first the location. Or
yes.
Okay.
No?
I want to. You want to tell them? Like, I think. I don't know how they think, but. Okay. Just to make this less complicated, I'm going to speak out of character because.
Yeah, we can speak
let's talk out of character about.
Okay. Please. Okay. We need to. Okay. So like, all we have to do is just make Ada tell them what we want to do. It's just the problem is that they need to be able to understand what her intentions. So I don't want this to get out of hand, and all we need to do is just it feels like we're like I don't know, maybe I'm thinking we're overthinking it, but maybe I'm overthinking it. Yeah. So just type in chat, like, or do you want me to type in chat what our plan was, and like just do a one, like a one.
Yeah, might as well have something there.
Like a one, and then.
Why don't you do it in Discord?
Discord.
Oh, okay.
Is that it's a little easier to find it in Discord then?
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay.
In general.
Yeah, I'm in general.
Okay. So first of all, location, and we're gonna send them to the forest, correct?
So we will tell them we are sending them to the forest. That's what we're going to tell them.
Okay. We can tell them there's a great forest. Well, Ada
Okay,
can tell.
I feel like we need to be explicit. This is like writing a contract. We're not. Like no. Like, come on. Like
No. We tell them that there is a great forest with lots of creatures, with lots of minions, that it can kind of make a place for itself there. Where it can kind of do its own thing as need be.
What is the name of the place?
It's the Great Forest. And lots of prey, I would say, because we're also kind of want to talk to them about what kind of situation that they're in. There would be a lot of prey, kind of a darker location, but it would have more light than what's currently here in the caves, in these tunnels.
Okay, I'm making it simple, so because making it too long probably can be convoluted. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
That we have a forest called the Great Forest with lots of minions for you that you can make a home there.
All right, it repeat what Nikolai said. To
that was number one. Don't say that. Don't say it yet. I haven't typed it yet. Once I type all of them, yes.
Once you type it, all right. So,
okay, number two.
I'm guessing how to get them out without causing a fight.
We let them know they cannot leave immediately because there's a lot of others up at the entrance to these tunnels. And so we need to get them out of the way first before they can leave. But it should not take too long. And we essentially then we'll come back down and meet with them and then guide them up and then point them in the direction of the forest. As even though it would be useful if we were to guide them all the way to the forest, I for sure don't want to be with them the entire time, all the way up to the forest.
I feel like it would backfire if we continue to go with them.
Yeah. Just kind of point them in the direction and then they would just take off. I think that would be kind of the best option, but we essentially have to go up, make sure the miners are out of the way so nobody else gets killed.
Okay. As we're doing this, me and Nikolai, me and Dust are writing a note, and we're going to hand her physically a note, and this is what we're doing. Okay.
You more or less tell Ada to say it potentially nicely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No third option?
No, wait. Third
it's a-
option.
Sorry, third
Like
bullet
a-
point.
like a- yeah.
Oh yeah, I have a third bullet point. Your third bullet point is like, tell them there's a forest. Before you can go, we have to clear up the humans, and once we clear them out, we can guide you to the forest to the west. And yeah, so basically that.
It's
Guide you through the tunnels.
Oh, I know. No, I already did it.
Yeah. So essentially, say, hey, there's a place for you.
You're paraphrasing, but yes.
There's a place for you, but in order to get out of the tunnels, we have to clear the way for you.
Let's say exactly that I just typed, and we'll be fine.
And then we'll point you in the
Okay.
direction to the forest.
Okay. Ada, do you say this?
Yes. I'm going.
Just make it simple.
Read it all?
What? Do we need to do a roll for this?
This would be a
That's just
persuasion.
really roll persuasion.
Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
since me and Dust technically are assisting her, does that give her advantage?
It does.
Okay.
Yay!
Let's hope this goes well, because out of game Ada's
Okay.
persuasion is 0, so it's just a main roll now.
Amara gives you Bardic Inspiration. Take a D6.
Right. Okay.
Oh, we still have the inspiration dice that we have.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Oh, right. That's right. And Nikolai kept wondering, wait, it's not a D8
Oh,
yet?
there you go.
There you go. So that's a
Yes.
17? Yeah,
17,
that's a
yeah.
17.
Yeah.
And then he
I gave
immediately
her
died.
my last bin luck.
You begin to converse with this creature through these weird creatures that Nika and Lai accidentally brought to the camp. With their more or less rock bodies extending outwards more like satellites than anything else. Once again, you do hear a weird voice, a miasmic entity in the air, but the only one that can understand this is Ada. And it does state... I forgot the cadence of his voice. Whatever, doing anyone. You might never see him again. The creature then states, "You have 1 hour."
Oh boy. Okay.
Alright, Ada turns to the other two. So we have an hour. So they agree with it.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, let's get on that now.
Okay.
Whisper
yeah.
does state, should we ask it where the other two guys are, or are we just bailing on that?
The other two guys?
There were 5 people, minors, that came down here.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I know
I
I'm
feel like-
heartless, but Nikolai, I thought you were changing your ways.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I forgot.
The miners. We came down for 2 miners.
Oh,
Above
you'll get
gang.
the,
I mean,
yeah.
here's the thing though, if we get them, we could just ourselves.
They could be dead. Or
could not be
the
alive.
creatures might find them before you
Ada.
guys get back and they can
Ada.
die.
The roll of the die.
I could just be making
Give
you
a
paranoid.
confirmation of. Give them the confirmation of 1 hour, but also ask if there's any besides it and its minions who are alive on this floor.
Alright, Ada nods and she's gonna to confirm the
You repeat.
negotiation.
And the creature does state, "Those that had intruded before, I have murdered near all. If some did escape, then they likely either have died by now or know not to come out."
Over here. Can I go between?
No,
go
no,
over here?
we need to go up. So
We already cleared out what was up, didn't we?
no,
No, we need a
we have to go up and clear out the miners.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go. I go up. Okay.
Yeah.
Where's-
I'm talking go up a few floors.
Nikolai, I think you check this part out.
You're not talking about up. You're talking about like explore this floor.
You explored 50% of it.
Of this floor or the floor above us?
This floor. I think you explored 98% of the floor above you.
Yeah, that's why I was confused because I was like, where are the miners that are? We explored almost all of the floor above us, and there's no miners up there. So I'm
It's possible
confused.
they're on this floor or they're like in a crevice somewhere on this first floor.
Okay.
But first, we need to clear out, and then we'll clear out the miners upstairs for just a little bit. So, let's move up.
Deciding maybe not to push it. If they are down here, hey, they're likely either alive still, or if they're down here, they're probably already dead. Best to not push your luck.
Yeah.
As you return back to the surface.
Okay. Is the
That guy, yeah, he's up here. I just
okay?
didn't
He's
do
right
it.
there.
No, that's a different guy. Oh wait, that is me pointing to him.
Yeah, no, I'm
No, that's a
talking.
different dude.
This dwarven guy, is he right there, or is he
The dwarven guy's there.
elsewhere?
He looks towards you. Ah, you're back so soon. It's only been about 3 hours. Everything all right?
Yes, we got a bit of a situation though.
Ooh.
This
This will be fun. Ada, you should tell him the situation.
What movie?
no,
I don't
no,
know.
I got this.
Sorry, I'm just being. I thought we'd just change roles for a second just to see what would happen. That'd be fun, right?
Yeah. There is.
You can talk about it. It's fun.
Yeah. There is a legendary being that was.
I mean, you say
creature.
very young, but still very
Yeah.
dangerous.
Yeah, there's a very dangerous legendary creature down
And
there.
it's not the egg
most-
we found.
Yeah. Wait, the characters, the
Who said that?
NPCs.
That was just. That would have probably been fun.
Yeah.
Why did you tell him anything about
Oh,
that,
never mind.
Fauna?
They're basically a creature, essentially of mythology, was born down there, and it's wanting a place for itself. But it is very dangerous, and we're trying to get it. It's agreed to leave the mines, but we want to make sure all the miners are safe before it leaves, because it is a very dangerous creature.
All right, let's go speak with the other boss.
The
Think
other
we have-
boss. What are you talking about?
I mean, there's
Well,
me,
this guy's the
and
number
then
2 guy.
there's my partner.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I mean, did anybody? So we had one guy come up, and then anybody else, or
Just that one guy that you managed to survive, which is great. Right now, he's
Okay.
with the other boss.
Okay. Well, I guess we didn't really check the bottom area where they were the monsters were because we're hounds. Because they were guarding it, so we don't know who else is hiding down there. I guess if there are more survivors.
Let's get this taken care of. The creature only gave us an hour.
We have to
If
be
you
very
managed to get
hasteful.
one, better than we thought, honestly.
So
Be quick, be decisive, and be thoughtful.
And don't tell him
we're
about the egg.
essentially-
You know, somebody said something, and I don't know why we're just talking about this willy-nilly. Like, Whisper, do you have like an egg in your pocket or something? Or what's wrong with you?
No.
Okay. Well, then be quiet.
That
Okay.
was fun, but sure. The GM only has so many cadences. They overlap.
It's been a while, okay?
That's fine. That's fair. If someone's making fun of you guys, it's probably a Whisper. Or Opal.
I know. No, Whisper can change her voice, can't she?
She can. technically.
I know she can. She's a secret agent. She can swap her voice for somebody else.
That's fair. She could be messing with you, which would be in her character.
I think it's kind of funny that in our party of the NPCs, we got two of them who like to crack jokes at others' expenses, Opal and Whisper, and then we have a naive Fauna.
Oh my gosh! Somebody's gonna die. It's not gonna be
It's
Whisper.
gonna hurt me. I got attached to these NPCs way too quick.
And then we have Amara, who has then we have Amara, who has a head on their shoulders, just not quite sure where they're at in life.
Like I like Dogma. I feel like we haven't had a death in a while. Like of somebody. Like I feel like it's coming. It's coming.
Nikolai, are you trying to push it?
No. I'm just saying. It's just like I don't. I feel like we're due for something.
You're trying to roll the dice. You're just rolling the death dice.
I feel like you called something by accident. I don't know if you'll get to it today, but there's a chance people might die.
Fun. Great times.
I have a sixth sense for D&D apparently.
Okay.
As you get here currently, what did you call him? G-Man or whatever? I think you just call him G. You actually know his real name.
It was G-Man.
George.
Yeah.
Man.
George G-Man. I put G in there in my notes because I wrote them really quickly. And then I gave up the... I forget the idiom. Gave up the goose before the gander? Whatever. Doesn't matter. I gave it up before anything happened. So you solved the riddle without needing to. As you come back, you see George and the boss already here. Well, second boss. They begin to talk, and the first one you spoke with speaks with the other one. The man with a white trimmed beard then states, "All right, we have a demon down there, or whatever you want to call it, a strange hound, who wants to kill us all. You're trying to get it out of there, but first we need to clear out."
Yeah, just clear out for like 2 hours, just because we don't want any of the miners to get hurt, and this creature, if it feels threatened,
or in danger, or anything that's like opposing it, probably it's going to lash out at somebody, and you're not gonna live. Just saying.
I understand you. Looks towards Dust, but you seem to just want to freak us out. Looks towards Nikolai.
I would never do that. Yeah.
Sweats. The man with the trim white beard then states, all right then. If you intend to do this, you are responsible for the lives that might be lost. Were you able to find the remaining bodies down there? George did mention you found 2 of them beforehand.
I'm pretty sure we found a very few of bodies. I don't remember how many.
There was a lot more than just the miners down there with regards to bodies.
Well, we double checked, but the only people that went down there or didn't manage to escape, thankfully enough, we were able to get out just fine. But the only people that went down there were the 5 miners.
Why did we saw at least
It could have been.
I would say like 8-ish,
maybe
18-ish?
9 bodies.
No, you saw a lot of bodies
18.
down there, like 18-ish.
18-ish. Okay.
This is Dust will say there's a possibility that they came from below, from the Underdark, potentially.
All right, we're gonna check that one out. But that's strange. We're digging down, sure, but that is still a long ways away. Unless they're digging up for some reason, we'll have to check in on that, but as long as you get rid of the thing down there, let's worry about one thing at a time.
We're gonna get rid of the creature, and then we'll continue going down in case if there's any other hazards. that we can take care of as
All right.
well.
I'm gonna keep a close eye in the area. Using my monocle. Not my monocle. I forget.
Telescope.
Telescope. Thank you. Using my
Binoculars?
telescope to make sure you ain't lying. Because if you are intending to lead this outwards, I do need to pay you beforehand because you might die, and I don't want to be that kind of guy. He then hands you 100 gold each. You managed to
thanks.
retrieve 2 bodies, including George, which he's alive. So that's an additional 75 gold.
Oh, wow. I mean, I feel like we actually brought somebody back. I think that deserves at least 150. But
No.
just saying. I mean, just saying.
That's
Just
for
saying.
later. This is just a temporary thing, and so
Okay. Well, once we clear
Nikolai.
once we clear it out, and then you see this thing that we dealt with for you, you're gonna be paying us ooples of money. I'm just saying.
If you manage to kill the thing,
Go ahead.
sure.
And,
You want us to kill it? How much would you pay us if we killed it?
Nikolai, no, negotiations later.
I'm just saying. It's open. It's on the table. I'm not saying it wasn't on the table. So
Yeah.
Never mind. Forget I mentioned it. Okay, never mind.
Dust will turn to the manager. Go ahead and use our wagon, horses and wagon, to help get everybody to a safe distance. We are going to be pointing it in the towards the Great Forest.
They nod. The redhead man then begins to more or less blow the working whistle, and then people do gather. All right, men, get whatever you can. Get out. Get into the further embankment of the mountain range. Right now, something terrifying is about to come out. Don't be a hero. We paid people to be heroes. All right, get in, get out, and with any luck, we'll be here by tomorrow, where everyone can find a job.
I roll persuasion for fun.
Sure, but what are you trying to persuade him?
Oh, I was just persuading him to see how much, if he would give me extra money, or he'd give me a number to see how much he would give me if I killed it.
Yeah, sure. Go give me a persuasion.
26.
Oh my god.
Look, if we figure out that this is extremely dangerous, I don't know. Right now, we only have what we have. So probably a massive gemstone. It's probably going to be worth a lot, but I can't give you a round number right now.
Okay.
We're not a bank.
Oh yeah, no, it was just
I mean, we'll pay you.
No,
That's not
it
the
was
issue.
just a hypothetical situation. It was for real, but it was yeah.
I mean, yes, you'll definitely be paid. You were, you're taking this job. It's not like you.
No, yeah, hypothetically killing it. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's very, very rare, very
Yeah.
potentially deadly or expensive, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You're also technically
Okay.
on hire with us right now.
Well, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go talk to this guard. See if he's a cool guy.
No. Nikolai, we gotta go.
Okay. Sorry.
He talks to him for a minute and a half.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you're from Isle? So for real?
Most of us are.
Oh yeah, it's a fun place. I like it there. Don't go to the sushi bar over there. That's not great, honestly. It's really bad.
Yeah, it's not a coastal city. It's just off-brand sushi. You don't go to Isle for that.
No,
You go to Isle for barbecue.
You been to the barbecue place? Which one did you go to?
Oh, Big Macs. A giant boar, wereboar. Can't miss it.
Yeah, I should. When I go back there, I'll definitely go to that place. Sweet.
Oh,
okay.
yeah, sure.
We gotta go clear out a giant demon. So I'll see
Nikolai,
ya.
we don't have time for that.
I know. Sorry.
You hear his other guard friends. Hey, Lenny, we gotta go. Oh, all right. You take care. And they begin to head out, taking Sir Brian with them.
Sir Brian.
That's the second horse
Brian,
Nikolai loved and
Brian.
disappeared on him.
Nikolai sobs for a minute, and then he's over it.
George says thank you once again, and with any luck, he'll see you alive.
Oh man.
All right, let's.
I feel like I'm more sad that Sir Brian's gone than anything else.
How many horses have we had so far, Nicola?
I've named 2.
8.
There was Sebastian, and then there was Sir Brian.
You've had 8 horses, but you've only named 2, thankfully. But
Next one is gonna be Sir Bartholomew the Third.
why the 3rd?
Because he's the 3rd horse that I've named.
And who says that we'll be getting horses next?
That's
I don't know. How do you? Well, how else are we gonna move? I'm not gonna get like a spell that lets me make a teleportation circle or anything. Wink, wink.
Okay.
Eventually, you guys begin to head down, taking up arms and making sure everyone's safe. You don't actually have to go there. I just need to bring them up to you. But honestly, you'd be going down and be bringing them back up. There was really no reason.
Yeah.
Eventually bringing them back up. The rest of you
Oh
see
my god.
what it looks like.
Wasn't
Thankfully,
that scary? Did you see that just pop out of nowhere?
yeah. Nikolai warned you beforehand, so none of you need to roll any kind of save. Thankfully. Don't quote me on that. Eventually bringing yourselves back up here. This thing is pretty big. It's not exactly the biggest thing you've ever seen, but it is one of the freakier things you've seen. And you've already seen mutated werewolves. No, not werewolves, sorry. Wolves and other things. Mushrooms, too. Man, what haven't you seen? A giant dire wolf with multiple eyes, apparently. Getting here with 8 of its pack mates, you do begin to make way to the forest, or just point them to the forest.
I think we would walk him to the edge of the camp, or to a position where we could point out where the forest was.
I mean, we told him we would take him to. We would guide you close to the forest. Close doesn't mean very. It doesn't mean that we have to be that far. We don't have to be. We can be far away, but at least we have to guide them somewhere, because that's what we told them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You begin to guide them straight towards the edge of the encampment. Further along, you begin to make. You're not in the forest, but obviously there's shrubbery and bushes everywhere, including trees. Once you enter to a close proximity of the actual foliage itself. As you get here, thankfully enough, no one tries to be your hero. No one's about to die today. At least none of the miners are.
Good.
Thankfully enough, they know their profession, and they do not want to be a sword for hire. They're totally willing to be a miner for hire, though. That's another story, though. Eventually getting them here. I mean, they're miners. Of course they would be. Eventually getting them here, you get towards the edge where it is the actual forest. You're not inside of it, but you're pretty darn close. Once you arrive here, what do you say?
What is your name?
Do you want me to?
Tell me. It doesn't say anything, Nikolai.
I'll ask Ada. Hey, Ada, can you ask its name?
It's really important.
It told us its name. Its name is the Howl.
Oh, the Howl. Okay, I
It
didn't
gave
remember
you a title or
I'm.
something of that nature.
I don't
Yeah.
remember. But what is that? So we know its name. Well, Ada, I would tell him. Well, this is the edge of where we go. Go to the east, and you will find a place to stay.
Oh, yeah. Go in within and.
Or sorry, not the east, or the west.
West.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
You
go,
just
go
point to
within.
forest and tell them go there.
Yeah, it
More
will
than
tell them that, and that she hopes they have a safe journey.
All right. You do so. Then you go. All right. What's your name again? It then gives you its title again, and then you say, "Okay, have a safe journey." It then states, "I do not need safety. Others need safety, and soon enough, they will have it under my leadership." as they begin to head inside.
Okay.
I feel like we should have made some kind of a deal, but I guess that's out of the question now.
It hasn't left it completely yet.
Ada,
you might be
Ada,
able
you
to
wanna-
Do you want to
catch
say
it.
something?
Ada, you should tell him that. Will you remember this next time we meet?
Okay, Ada's gonna yell that out since they're pretty far off.
You yell that out, and in the howl towards you, it does state. It sounds to everyone else just it howling in the wind, but in your mind, Ada, you do hear. Next time we meet, unless you're part of my. Man, I'm forgetting the name of it. Unless you're part of my pack, then we will not meet for a third time.
Okay.
I mean, wouldn't you consider us your
Answer.
pack if we helped you?
Do you
It leaves at this point.
Damn it.
Well, they're probably going.
Oh well. I guess.
Alright.
I guess let's not fight him again. Let's not see him again. Or we're gonna have to kill him, or they're gonna kill us. So.
You say that, and Fauna does state, maybe, I don't know. They might just never appear again. Unfortunately, this place has pockets of time that people go missing for a while, or not at all.
So you're saying that we could see it existent as an elder wolf that
Maybe.
could be its adult form, like maybe versus right now it's like in relation to a dragon, it's a juvenile dragon, and so we could look at it and like maybe like in a couple weeks, and maybe it would go through a pocket dimension and then come back as an elder wolf.
Weeks, few hours, maybe even a couple days. Yeah.
That sounds terrifying. Let's leave.
I
The
mean,
point of it is,
go ahead.
we probably
didn't die.
we sent it to this place where it would do the least harm to the country, to the kingdom.
I mean, if you think about it, we basically gave it an interplanetary travel realm that it can travel on its own, but not on its own free will, but it can be its own space, but it could harm somebody in different time frames. So that's up to you to interpret whether it was good or bad. But we did get it from the mind, so I guess that's a plus. And Nikolai kind of smiles and turns around and just like, okay, let's go back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
let's
begin
go back to
to you begin to head back to the mine, and Fauna does state, "Oh, it'll live its life. It just won't know the difference."
Hmm.
Ada's
So it could-
really having another existential crisis.
I mean, I would imagine like somebody's brain like melting at this point.
Yeah.
This is like some Doctor Who level shit.
This is like some Feywild shit, but sure.
Sorry, thank you.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Wait, I feel like I thought does the Feywild always travel in a slower time span, or does it depend on like how you look at the time passing?
You asked
Like, is
Fauna
it-
this, and she does state, it has many forms, shapes, and variants. Not every place is the same. You can see your great-grandchildren in a day sometimes, or you might be able to see no one, and you would have been orphaned within the next hour. It all depends on where you live.
That is terrifying.
I suppose.
Just to think
the-
that.
The Feywild is, in a sense, compared to the material plane, a place of chaos.
Oh, that sounds like my place.
It
I wanna
sounds like
live
you might
there.
die accidentally in a minute.
I mean, I'm pretty knowledgeable, so I mean, I would probably know what to do. Maybe.
Dust,
Mm.
as he's walking by, he'll just shake his head like, no, you wouldn't.
No, I got this. I spent a year in the Sword Coast, so I know exactly how the Feywild works. That's how it works, right? I don't know. I was trying to do some dumb joke. Didn't catch.
Yeah.
Anyways, eventually you guys make it back here. Meeting back the two bosses, George, Sir Brian. Thankfully enough, he doesn't get lost. No one ate Sir Brian.
Oh, yay! My little horse friend.
He's a pretty big horse. I'm pretty sure he's a war horse.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we updated to war horses.
He's a cool cat, war horse.
But getting back here, the man with the gray beard. Oh, I forgot I called him gray and red.
Oh my gosh.
Whatever. The man with the gray beard does look towards you. All right then. You were kidding. There. He does go over towards Dust. All right, here's the rest of your payment, which is an additional 300 gold per person.
So
Okay.
how much did he give us in the first place? And like before he left?
In
was
total,
100.
you get 400 gold. In addition, you get 75 because of the bodies you brought back up.
In total. Oh, 400 gold like each?
For this job, 400 gold total each one of you. So Dust gets 400,
far.
Aina gets 400.
Okay.
Bringing back his men, dead or alive. He'd prefer alive, but there's nothing you can do about dead. At least they get funerals, so he pays an additional 25 per body.
Okay.
So that's 75 for each of you. So Dust gets 75,
Okay.
Opal gets 75.
Gotcha.
I don't know why I said
Okay.
Opal and not like Ada or Nikolai. Whatever.
Yeah.
Stinks.
And with that, Dust was like,
I'm sorry.
Cool.
thank you much. But I think it's time that we continue to explore the lower levels of the mine just to make sure it's safe for you.
Yes, I believe that is a good idea.
Hopefully.
Oh, we did pay you, so that checks out.
No,
Oh,
there's definitely some things we need to explore and make sure everything is cleared out. We definitely need to do that.
you did
Fair
pay
enough.
us, but we still haven't finished the job. As far we need to make sure.
I mean,
I'm
we have.
giving- this is.
Go ahead.
I'm doing a persuasion roll for. I'm doing this to assist Dust.
You can, but
Or
he
or
paid
that.
you for this exact job, so
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
fine
yeah.
with it.
So, yeah, no. Essentially, all Dust is saying, like, yes, you've paid us, but we
The job
still need to go
isn't
down and
done.
finish our job.
We need to make sure
yeah.
and see if there's more treasure, as I think out loud.
Essentially, we still need to figure out where all these extra bodies coming from.
The man with the gray beard does state, yeah, again, I paid you for this exact job. You can continue the job, but I already paid you.
Oh, okay, cool. Well,
So
yeah, and we head down. I'm gonna go up here, see what's going on
Let's-
here.
I think we're just gonna follow. Let's follow Nikolai because he's
sure
already
they
traveled a
didn't
great
acquire
deal.
I have looked. I haven't been over in this area, but I'll check.
Okay.
As you get over there, Dust spots the two dudes that are left.
Oh, hi guys.
we
Huddled
run
together,
over.
more or less in a fetal position, stands a nice humanoid, youngish looking boy, around maybe 18, probably his first job. And then standing next to him is more or less a veteran individual, roughly the size of an orc, because he is. But the age attributes to him more or less within his later sense of life. I forget how, I'm going to say orcs live human life around 60 to 50. So he has had some time here, more or less keeping him safe. The orcish man does state, all right then, you managed to find us, I assume. You adventurers, mercenaries for hire, part of the kingdom's ravens, what's going on here?
Well,
Uh,
we were paid to come down here.
Yeah, mercenaries, but we came down to find you.
I'm glad for it. Thomas here was getting a little worried. Ancient Thomas, he like more or less bumps him in the shoulder, and Thomas isn't doing so good. Not his first day on his first week on his job.
There's some dead bodies in the back corner, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Like straight up, yes.
Well,
No, I asked him that.
Thomas does say, yeah. They are. They were already there. He's more or less freaking out.
above
Hey,
what
no
kind of
worries,
condition are
man.
they in?
They're not dying, thankfully enough. They were able to seclude themselves here. When you ask them, did you kill them? Or along those lines, you can tell that Thomas probably wouldn't be able to. The other more wizened veteran of the mining corporation, probably not, because he doesn't have a weapon to him. More than likely,
Well,
the things that were here killed them.
Well, I think the pathway is clear, so you could head up. I guess one of our fellows can lead you if you don't feel like you can go by yourself.
I got this. What about you, Thomas? Yeah. Whispers just comes over. Yeah, okay. Bringing you up.
Bad week.
Whisper
Sorry?
will take them up.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
She brings those two up. So that's an additional 50 gold to each of you.
Sweet, more 50 gold.
More 50 gold.
Okay. More 50 gold.
Yeah, eventually Whisper will catch up.
I'll go down. Dust, you want to go down this way?
Sure, why not? Let's go down that way.
I'm squeeze in through here, see what's going on.
You begin to squeeze
Looks like
over
it's-
through there, and you do find weird carving marks, as if slashes one after the other, and then you find a bedroll in here.
Oh, well, I guess somebody was living in here or something, but nothing
you
to
can
dwell
roll
on.
insight if you want.
Dust will.
Okay.
I don't know if Nikolai cares that much.
13.
Dust, you've been to mines before. Sometimes when you get super bored on your job, or at least when someone does, they take a nap. Someone literally dug this place out for their nap. You can tell that the fabric of the bedroll is very luscious and probably expensive. So they really went all out.
Well, Dust isn't going to take that, so.
Fair enough. They might need it after the mine reopens.
Okay, I'll
Let's
follow you, Dust.
Head down this way.
You have a.
Ooh.
What happened to your lantern?
It's still there. As you enter in the area, you
Okay.
find small bullets of gemstones just extending out from the ground with more dead bodies near it.
Oh.
You can tell that these particulates were shattered rather than just coming out of it. Nikolai tells you that the things that were here before were eating them, so that makes sense. They don't
So
look like
this is where
anything
it
you've
was?
seen before, but it is interesting. If you had to guess, this is a new type of mineral that you're not accustomed to, or maybe you're just not aware of.
Dust is going to try to get some of the bigger crystals if he can.
Yeah, you begin to try to dig out to see if there's any big ones. Go ahead and roll survival.
Oh,
That's
man.
You begin
Aw.
to carve into the ground, trying to see if you can't dig any big ones out. You don't seem to find any big ones, just like small shards. You do find a big-ish one that's about the size of half a pencil, but as thick as a remote control. It's a pretty thick crystal, but not a very, very big one.
I find it, but I can't get to it.
No, you can get to that one. It's just a very big
okay.
one you can't get to. There's like only small
Oh,
leftovers here.
okay.
I can totally get to that one. It's just not that impressive.
I'm gonna go down south.
You
Okay.
begin to go further down south, and there you do find what appears to be a locked box with a weird lock on it.
Right here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The lock itself seems to be ornate and arcane based.
Ooh, can I roll Arcana?
Sure.
19.
It has a sigil in it that is just casting the magic spell known as lock. That's all it is.
That means I can't break it.
Well, you can break it. You just might break the thing inside too.
I know. Can I try to remove the spell?
Yeah. Like dispel magic will probably work. If you were trying to remove it by removing it without a spell, probably I want to say Arcana with disadvantage if you don't have the removes spell.
How about
Spell.
You said Arcana with disadvantage?
Yeah. Like this isn't your technical expertise, but it is doable.
Okay. Can I? What happens if I? I guess I can. Yeah, I'll try another Arcana. I'm gonna cast Guidance on myself though. So let me roll disadvantage and then do Arcana. Up. Wow.
You begin to take a little filing knife and try to file the magical circle to remove it. But it doesn't seem to work. When you file in through some of the wood on the actual box, you just chip away at the wood and it don't seem to understand how this magic works. You look towards your friends maybe and discern who here can help me but not want anything in return. You look at Dust and maybe you look at Opal and
Amara.
Okay. You look towards Amara. Yeah.
Can you help me open this box?
Potentially. She looks at it and states, it's magically locked. Let me check. She begins to open up a small scroll and looking through it. I don't have the spell, but I can maybe try.
Can I
Nikolai,
assist
Ada
her?
would probably be the best to get rid of that if you want to use
She
it to dispel
would,
magic.
but then I would have to share gold with her.
Ada's just secretly laughing at Nikolai, just attempting to open a magic box.
Yeah. Amara's going to roll Arcana. Disadvantage. Nikolai's going to try to help, so flat roll.
Oh, okay, yeah. There's my Arcana with disadvantage.
No, you don't need to roll. It's her rolling.
Oh, okay.
Plus a modifier.
I'm used to my Saturday group where he has a stupid rule where apparently his logical way of doing advantage is, oh, you want to do advantage? Roll a 10 or better and you can give somebody advantage on helping.
Oh.
Yeah.
It feels kind of weird. It would make sense if you don't have any knowledge on the subject. When that would make sense because you don't have. And he also knowledge.
Says that you can't do advantage on knowledge based checks like history or intelligence.
That also feels kind of weird. If you're just doing it alone, I would understand that. But if you have a group there, you can bounce off ideas.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm like. It's so confusing to me because it's like recalling information, but it's like, hey, I can. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of the things that kind of like is a pet peeve of mine that I don't get because it's literally a part of the core game mechanic. But
people play their own ways. That being the case, though, she rolled well enough that she barely succeeded. She begins to more or less. She doesn't cast anything. Rather, she begins. Well. She doesn't uncast anything, rather she begins to cast something on it. As she does, though, it begins to wash away. And then accidentally, you feel a weird whooshing sound on it, and it just jingles. And then the mark is gone. You're not sure what she did. I I honestly didn't think that would work. Okay.
Huh.
You can probably open the box now, but all I did was
opened the
remove
box.
it. All right. You begin to rummage around,
Like,
begin to like
very, very quickly and like very decisively.
Yeah. You remove the latch and like open it before anyone else can get to it. And inside like pops. It looks like a snake because it's going straight towards you. You move to the side and the snake-ish thing flies towards your face, but then lands right next to you.
Huh. Do I need to like investigate it or like?
You can if you want to.
I pick it up.
You pick it up just fine, and rather than the weird facsimile of a snake, it turns into a staff.
Wow.
Oh my god.
I'm excited.
Amaral then states,
Cool.
Congratulations on your stick.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
I don't know why someone would magically... You know what? Doesn't matter. Not my business.
And it's now my wonderful walkie slinky steak.
Yeah. When you say that, it's now mine. Opal looks towards you. You want me to identify that? Normal snakes don't turn into sticks.
I mean, you can. Do you want to?
I asked you this? Looks towards Dust. I don't think he understands conversations.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder.
I'll like hold the staff like out with two hands, like laying it and like presenting it to her, like look at it.
Look at it. Opal looks at it, and she does state, well, first off, that's weird. Second of all, it is the staff of the python.
Have you met me?
Yes.
Mm.
You can still be weird.
Yeah.
I thought it was that staff. Previous companion of ours actually had a staff like this.
Who? Wait, what?
Maybe someone stole it from them. I don't know.
What is it?
It was remember the Trent.
Wait, how did you identify it? Did Opal say what it was?
She just straight up looked at it, turned her body away, and then turned back, almost like 360. You didn't see her put anything away, take anything out, but she just basically turned, and then she showed it to you. You have no idea how she did it, but you can also remember, she's not an ordinary air quote spellcaster, so she might not just tell you.
Oh, okay.
It took forever to get what she was, even after Ada multiple times tried to do it.
And the only reason why Dust knew is because he's seen this type of item before, because Treeleaf had one.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to know what this is if someone would tell me.
Staff of the python. I said it.
Ooh.
Looks towards Dust and Ada. You two are seeing this, right?
I'm really bad at hearing.
Yes. Well,
let's
continue on.
I tried to question Nikolai.
She does state, the staff of the python, you can attune it if you are a cleric, druid, or warlock. You can use an action to... I'm just going to say it in my normal cadence. You can use an action to speak the staff's command word and throw the staff on the ground within 10 feet of you. The staff becomes a giant constrictor snake, see Monster Mining for statistics, under your control and act on initiative count. By using a bonus action to speak the command word again, you return the staff to its normal form in a space formerly occupied by the snake. On your turn, you can mentally command the snake if it's within 60 feet of you, and you aren't incapacitated. You decide what action the snake takes and where it moves during its next turn. Or you can issue a general command, such as attack the enemy or guard a location. If the snake is reduced to 0 hit points, it dies and reverts to its staff form. The staff then shatters and is destroyed. If the snake reverts to staff form before losing its HP, it regains all of them.
Well, that's a lot of info that you just threw at me. Okay, I can't use this. And Nikolai like turns around and then just tosses it at Fauna, and then starts still continues going down the pathway.
Okay, she says. Not sure why you gave her a stick.
Here, Fauna. Let me take that.
Hand it over.
I know that you cannot necessarily take that. Use that.
Nikolai is going down the pathway.
Okay, let's continue
we
on.
should probably go after him.
Eventually, the team figures out where Nikolai went, even though he didn't tell anyone. Man, it's a good thing you guys cleared this place out.
Oh my gosh. I'm in a weird mood, man. Out of game.
All good. Man, my roll 20 is lagging. At any rate, eventually you make it towards a more open area where you were before.
Oh, me? Oh, down here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Heading down
Okay,
there was
cool.
not too much of an issue, but you wind up back to the place you once saw the very big creature. Inside, you see a whole bunch of the mining cart area sections. They were
dead people.
a lot of dead people, but you can also tell that this is the main vein of the mine currently. They might go further down, but right now this is the main part where they're occupying. Before everything happened.
Yeah.
You find like random gemstones in the earth walls. They're like sticking out, but not so much you can put your hands in and like pull it out. You're going to require tools for that. But they are there. You also see a dead guard or sleeping guard. Weird person on the ground. You can tell it's not one of the miners because you collected them all. Congratulations.
Okay.
Here's your badge. You don't get a badge.
A badge.
But you can also tell that something is weird about this person. As Ada tells you, she hears slight breathing.
Oh.
Unfortunately, it is the only one with a high enough passive perception.
Okay. He's breathing, you say? Ada? I didn't hear you say that, but that's nice to know.
There he is. Well, now you know.
What type of person does he look like?
I'm sorry. I was going to do something funny, but that's okay.
He looks like a dead person.
I'm going to use Druidcraft, and I'm going to make a pile of snow appear on his head.
Okay. You drop the pile of snow on top of his head, and nothing happens except for his hood is removed, and he's now potentially cold. Looking at him, he's now snow covered, but Dust, you examine him, and he honestly looks dead. If Ada's past perception wasn't so high, you'd probably think he's dead. Standing before you does seem to be a more or less drow individual, with darkish gray skin, more purple than anything else, silver locked hair, and a youthful appearance to him.
So, drow?
Yeah. He doesn't seem to have any monikers of, like, the Spider Queen. So maybe not evil, or at the very least not controlled by an evil deity. It's a big bonus.
Interesting.
Dust will lean down, put his hand on his shoulder, and speak in Elvish. My elven brother, my elven friend.
You do so.
The danger is gone. You can awake.
Nothing happens.
I do Druidcraft again, and then I put like a little produce like a kind of a flame near his arm, so So like just enough so that he can feel heat, but not trying to like hurt him.
Okay. I just wanted to double check what exactly is going on. So enough to hurt him, but not to, like, what are you trying to do exactly?
No, like okay.
He's creating a small campfire
it's
big
like
enough to warm him.
Yeah, like a little campfire. That's like a little like basically when you do like a spark or like an ember like on his arm. Yeah, like an ember on his arm, basically. Yeah.
And it more or less burns some 3-ish arm hair, but nothing seems to happen.
Is it the?
Can Ada make a medicine check?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm surprised no one did. Instead of putting
Huh.
snow on his head.
I don't know any medicine, so I wouldn't know that.
Well, Dust has an idea of what's going on with him.
She got a 13.
There's a few potential reasons why he's like this. One, he might be charmed to sleep, so it'd be very difficult to wake him up. 2, he might be feigning death, which just means he's pretending. 3, he's a very deep sleeper. Or 4, you're just messing with the dead body, but you don't believe that 4th one is real.
Okay.
Like with Ada saying that he's alive, Dust is actually thinking that it's the spell feigned death.
Okay. What is this right here?
That right there is man, I'm blanking on the word. Basically a skateboard, but with 6 wheels you use to transport things.
Okay, and then is this like a dead end to a cart?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna. Okay, Steve, you follow me with this. Okay, Dust. Let's put him on the cart real quick. I got an idea.
What are you going to do?
Explain to me the full extent of your.
So you know when you're like sleeping and then you feel like you're falling and you wake up.
No.
No. Oh, what do you mean no?
Yes.
Yes, I understand what you're talking about, but no to your plan.
You just should have. I thought role playing was about being yes and.
That's the DM. Also, here's a token to look at.
Oh, okay.
Oh, goodness.
And this is legitimately Dust. I am actually role playing. Dust is legitimately like, no, because he's like, we have no idea who this type of person is.
Okay,
Really
fine.
don't.
We'll just leave him. We'll just leave him there. Whatever.
So, do you think he's under a spell? Yes.
If you don't care about waking him up, then I don't feel like there's a point in waking him up at all. So
Yes.
If you think he's under a spell, I could just cast a spell magic.
You can.
Okay.
Like,
I'm gonna.
wouldn't be
search his
difficult.
fuck.
Based on the information you do have, you can also just take a short rest. Nikolai investigating his pockets, like, what do you have? You find
that was not a disadvantage. It'd be a 10.
Yeah.
So.
What do you find? Ada, do you do that while Nikolai's robbing this man or after?
Yes.
Yes. All right, I want to take that in the worst way possible. While Nikolai's taking 2 ebony blades out, they're short swords. Ada just wakes the man up. I'm going to base it off of the last thing he saw. Immediately goes to his left side where you grabbed the first sword and tries to strike at you. But since the blade's no longer technically there, he just slaps you with his backhand.
Oh, please! I'm trying to rob you here. You're not even gonna smack me, man.
Nikolai, no.
Looking around, he's more or less confused since the last thing he saw definitely wasn't Nikolai. What the hell's going on? Who the hell are you two? Doesn't notice
Here.
Ada or the rest of the game.
Take your sword. Let's fight. I hand him one of his swords back.
Nikolai, And at that point, Dust will just reach over and flick him on the forehead.
Ow! Jeez. You know, I flick him back.
While you guys are basically slap fighting, he basically states, "Yeah, all right, then clearly you aren't danger right now." He puts the blade to his left side, looks towards you, extends his right hand to you.
Yeah, Dust will reach out. My name is Among the Dust. Everybody calls me Dust.
He shakes your hand and then still has his hand out.
I hit one of his ebony blades.
No, you would have.
Nikolai, give him one. Dust, you can easily tell he's waiting for the other sword.
Nikolai?
What? I found it. See, he wasn't using it. He was asleep.
And I woke him up.
Okay, clearly it wasn't you that took care of that thing.
No.
Actually, it was us. We brought it out of the mines.
What are you willing to trade for this? Actually, I'm curious. Is this This is a really good sword. I like it. I'll like twirl it around and see if I can use it.
Twirling around. Dust, that wants you to go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
But beforehand, Nikolai does feel like you can use it, which is good. And as you're twirling around, like, hey, I wonder if I can use this thing. Tasting its weight and like just basically making an arc over your head. Accidentally, it extends out and slashes Dust in the face. I'm gonna just do 1d6. Just 1 point of hit points. It still hurts,
Nikolai?
but you definitely weren't expecting that.
I'm sorry.
And the bruise itself is already purplish.
I handed him the sword back. I didn't mean to. My bad. Sorry.
You extend your hand towards him to give him this blade back. He more or less does something with the blade retracts back to its original size. All right. I looked at you, looks at his Dust. I believe what you're saying. Now I'm having second thoughts.
We did not kill it.
Okay, that I believe.
The creature was a scream.
You know,
have someone.
Why don't we just not fill him in with everything?
No.
At least it's
essentially, Dust says we were lucky enough to have someone in our party who is able to communicate with the creature.
Party,
and we were able to lead it. We were able to lead it out of this into another much safer place for everybody.
You say that, and he's more or less party, and then he notices the rest of the team, because it was you two first. He's not exactly heavily tall. He's around 5'7", but I think Dust and Nikolai are taller than that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. He just notices the rest of the group now, though. He does state, I'm glad you were able to outsmart that thing, but I highly doubt it's Scream. The only two that I know of are in the Underdark. I don't know what it was, though, to be fair.
It was a very young one. But you're aware of the Screams?
Of course we are. Well, Drow and the people in the Underdark are, at the very least. We live in the night and in pure darkness. You really don't expect us to not understand what lives down there?
No, it's not so much that. It's just for everybody above, it's fairly unknown to the vast majority of people.
It's not like we advertise it, so it makes sense.
The biggest question we also have is why are you guys? Why are you and a vast majority of people similar to you up in this area?
Well, Right, you've been honest with me. I'll be honest with you, I suppose. Well, first of all, don't use these blades unless you know how to use them. Looks towards Nikolai. They extend out to a reach of 10 feet, and they do necrotic damage. You don't want to kill someone accidentally, I assume?
No, that's okay.
Right. Puts
I'll
the blade
learn.
back. Puts the blade back and keeps an eye on them. So Nikolai doesn't steal them again. What they are extending blades. They have a range of 10 feet. They're considered short sword weapons, but when they extend out, they go down to a d6.
Ooh.
But the benefit is the extension part. They are also
So
considered
it's-
finesse weapons, so you can use 2 of them.
Can I roll?
Wow.
Can I roll an insight to see if this guy is bad or good or indifferent?
Sure.
Natural 20.
Dang.
You can tell
my
he
God.
doesn't care about you, but you seem to be friendly enough, so he's not like on your bad side. He's here to kill you, or he's the bad guy. It's more like, unfortunately, he had to run for his life, and you just wound up meeting together.
Is he evil or not?
No, you don't get
okay.
evil.
Yeah.
You get angst, but you don't get evil.
Mm,
It's more like you're trying to rob him, so he's kind of moody.
I know. I'm trying to know if I could steal his soul or not, but I guess it's not worth it.
But it is rare to find drow that are not evil because most of them are connected to Loth. Connected to Loth because, unfortunately, the drow were basically controlled by an evil god, and she doesn't like to let go. There are
Okay,
cases
so-
where they leave the area and they grow up to be just standard drow without the involvement of Loth, and Loth then becomes a boogeyman for their culture. It happens, but unfortunately, as mentioned beforehand, she she weaves a very big web, and sometimes people can cut it, and other times they get stuck in it.
So I don't know if I would get this from a natural 20, but I might get something. But would I have to roll a history or like a religion check to see if I would know how much like he would be worth?
I got a 1920. This type of soul is very rare, so a fair decent amount. Off
This
the
is all
ledger book.
in Nikolai's head, so nobody knows
Yeah,
what's going on.
You're not saying this
Yeah.
out loud. How much is
Yeah.
his soul worth to me?
Yeah, yeah.
This is very rare. Unfortunately,
I
like mentioned
know.
beforehand, Loth doesn't like to let go. So it would be a very expensive soul. But he does state, secondly, me and the company I was with were running for our lives. Unfortunately, that hound and whatever monstrosities it gave birth to, or I don't know what it did, were chasing us after, we were hunting. Unfortunately, it got the better of most of my people. Well, my group, I wasn't the leader. At any rate, we ran up here trying to avoid it, and most of us fairly did. Unfortunately, a lot of people that were already here, apparently, were being either run off or chased off. Not entirely sure. As, I hid for most of that. Unfortunately, today, though, they found me, so I feigned death until, you all arrived.
Well, you are very lucky.
I mean, if what you're saying is true, and if it is a scream, I put it under the category of, I'd hate to say it, but probably the elder one. I had to imagine.
Yeah, this scream was fairly young. As far as
Not
Our
age is
reckoning.
what I mean. I mean, I suppose it didn't hurt to tell you. By elder one, I mean the elder brain, the illithid worship or are controlled by.
Hey, Dust.
Yes.
Can I talk to you over there, like over, and I point to like really far to the east, like of the other side of the cave, alone.
Sure. I'll kind of walk away.
You walk away, and more or less, he looks towards the rest of the team. Hey. Also looks towards you, Nikolai, and Dusk walking away. Rude, but whatever.
What's up?
I'm gonna. Okay. I'm gonna send a message actually, so that he doesn't like try to overhear what we're saying. And I'm gonna say that man is worth a very large amount of soul currency.
Yes.
Do you think that he is valued enough that would be fine? Well, I don't, and then I'll start talking out loud because I got the gist of it. So, what is the? I don't understand. Like this, I don't want to, but it doesn't mean that it's not against. It feels wrong, but how am I going to get rid of this whole thing from what's going on with me? I feel like I have all of these afflictions and no way to quell the whole problem that's going on.
That is very true.
I don't want to do something wrong, but I feel like there has to be some kind of solution, and I don't feel like anything that I do is going to be considered right.
Sometimes it's your... how far you're willing to do your morals.
I guess
We'll have to look and find a way for you to quickly get your payment.
let's continue talking to him and see where he needs to go, and then go from there.
I feel that this gentleman will prove more useful alive than dead.
It is fortunate that we found him alive.
Covered
and
in
I'll go
snow.
back.
As you begin to have your conversation, or at the very least when you're continuing to, the man whose name you do know, is all the while talking to Ada. So what exactly do you think those two are talking about?
I never really know what's going on between those two.
Oh, romance.
Oh, no. At least I would. No. They're just really good friends. Both of them are really good friends.
Fair enough. No judgment here.
I think more of at this point, Dust would have come up and he'd just.
Yeah, at this point you would have heard. Fair enough. No judgment here.
Yeah.
What are we judging? Sorry?
Oh, nothing. Fair point.
Well, do you think you were the only one from your company that still survived, or?
I wasn't the best trained, but I was the most not willing to die. So, unless you found someone else, probably.
Doesn't seem like anybody else was down here.
But we haven't checked everywhere either.
There were roughly 20 in my contingency.
We found at least 18 or so bodies of dead people, so...
And I would be 19, so there's one other, I suppose, unless you haven't found a body yet.
I mean, I haven't been really counting per se, but I was an estimated number, so I mean, there could be one or two that we missed, but we haven't. You're the only company of your company that we've seen alive. All the rest have been minors.
Well, that does make sense. Also, Nikolai, you, I'm going to say you were counting. You found one other. It was one you met, Thomas, and the elder orc individual. So you found all of them. So yes, his entire
So
group died.
yeah, he essentially
He's-
said. But Nikolai essentially said, besides some miners who we were looking for, all we found is dead bodies.
Unfortunate, but it is all line of work. I will mourn them. Although I does suppose that means I get the entire share, so I will mourn them with a drink.
Looking on the bright side. It's
I
always an
suppose.
important thing.
Oh man, life is hard sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which
you always
becomes
gotta-
over eventually, and she does state, all right, who's the goth pretty boy? Not goth. Well, I suppose I totally am.
That's what you kind of look like.
Drow. Your name? No, my species, rather. No, I mean your name. Oh, right. I haven't given you my actual name then. Apologies.
It would be better if we don't know your name. That'd be fine with us, actually. It's better to not know all of your people.
Nikolai,
Hmm.
Nikolai,
Sorry.
it's good to make connections, Nikolai, because we never know when connections might come in handy.
Well, at any rate, the name's Roy. Pleasure to meet you. I will be going back to the Underdog, though, so if you all down there, I suppose we could celebrate with a drink. I don't know why you wouldn't go down there. You would likely be captured on the spot, and not every drow down there is very friendly to the ones above. So watch out for that. You'd know them if you saw spiders on any of the body, which generally means bad guy.
That, for the most part, we would know what a drow would be, and that for the most part they kind of mean bad news.
Unfortunately, a lot of them are being controlled,
Yes.
both culturally, both spiritually, by an evil deity. So, spider on the body, bad guy. No spider, negotiable. Moon, good guy. Or generally woman. Generally woman. They don't accept men. Rather sexist, but who am I to judge? That being the case, though, if you don't need anything of me, I will be heading back to the Underdark. No offense to any of you, you all seem lovely people. But I gotta go collect my payment.
It's fine. I'm sorry about your
Would
losses.
you be able to at least guide us to the entry into the Underdark? We're mercenaries for the owners of this mine here, and it would be an ideal thing to show them where an entrance to the Underdark is. That way, they could potentially protect it from the dangers that you face.
I can show you the hole we dug our way out of, but sure.
Okay.
We were traveling for a lot of miles, unfortunately. Kilometers, where I'm from.
Say that again.
Kilometers.
No, Whisper. We were that close. We were that close.
Two?
It would have been that easy. But opportunities, sometimes they slip through our fingers.
I have no idea what you mean by that. Are you into the whole goth pretty boy look? You make a great pair, but I thought you were into someone already.
We can talk about it over a drink. It's okay.
Again, I thought you were into someone else. Don't get me wrong, I'm very attractive. But I can do better.
Whisper, sometimes it's not about love. Sometimes it's about removing the curse from an evil demon that sometimes decided to curse you, but other times it's just about love. But this time it might be about the latter.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Yeah.
If you want, we can still kill him. Eventually he just
Sure, yeah,
you get to
let's
the group.
talk about that some other time. Cool.
Yeah.
Fun time. You're so funny, Whisper.
Roy shows you the hole. This here goes down for about, give or take 50 feet. Thankfully enough, one of my, group did have, I honestly don't know the spell, but we were able to get out just fine. Honestly, if you cave this area in, it would be okay, unless you intend to go to the Underdark. Once again, though, if you enter in from this area, it won't be a habitable area. We were sent out to basically hunt this creature down and to get rid of it, as it was causing problems near our city. And we wanted to relocate it into a different area. Unfortunately, it was a little stronger than we thought. We thought 20 people was enough. It wasn't. But it is gone now, which means I did do my job, technically. And that's
You did
all that
do your
matters.
job.
I'm a little bit flustered at you for not telling you that you did your job when we did it for you, but
Yeah, it's not
okay. Well, regardless,
I mean, I got it here, and then you guys got rid of it further. So we all did the job, but only my name's on the contract, which means I cannot pay you for your continued work, but thank you.
sir, we helped you.
Yes, you did.
Yes. We woke you.
Nikolai,
Yes, Dust?
he did his job. It just so happened that while doing his job, it created our job. We both have had contracts to get rid of to take care of the creature.
Like I want to do a constitution save right now, but that's okay.
Roy does state, I do apologize for that, though. Did not know that this area was cultivated, but don't really come up to the surface that often. It kind of burns my skin. Not a vampire, by the way. Drow. Not used to the sun. Very sunburnt. Nonetheless, though, if you do come down there, I am willing to help you. You helped me, I suppose. Don't die out there. If you find that were thing again, don't really know what it is. And if you do say it's a scream, don't go near it. The older it is, the stronger it is. One of the things down there points to the Underdark, or at least looks at it. Kind of controls an entire... Well, I suppose up here you would know them as mind flayers, but they're very rare to come up here, unless they want thralls or slaves. So...
Okay.
Don't mess with them. They have a very good psionic ability. They're also not nice people. They have no morals.
Ha.
We kind of have our own problem with some screams that are very ancient, I might say.
Well, if they're
So-
older than the ones we have down there, I wish you the best of luck. Usually those type of things are demonic or devilish-like in power. Usually granted it by, well, we know them as abominations or great old ones, really.
Yes, it's looking like it'll be that way. We have managed to come across a few screams. We actually even managed to kill at least one of them.
That's very good.
But even then, it seems like they're almost shards of a true scream. But we have also met some echoes as well. If you have any...
We don't know much about those, but we do know them as the dying, or rather the old dying. For our own connotation, they were once gods or primordials. I'm not entirely sure. It's not my forte. But it was information long lost to us. They were a race of powerful beings, potentially gods, I'm not entirely sure, that used up their life, their bodies, in the material plane to get rid of ancient powers. There used to be far, far more chaotic powers here. And then there were not, thanks to these echoes, as you call them.
Yeah.
Likely the remnants of what past actions occurred.
Yes, the information that we have up here is these echoes were once primordials, very close to similar to gods. And from the echo that we've met, it appears that the screams that we are fighting are related to the ones that they once fought.
I suppose I can look into this for you if you'd like. I don't know how much information in the Underdark is, and if you do intend to go into the Underdark for one reason or another, and you can find me, I'm more than willing to help you. Either way, if you do fail up here, it might become our problem, so I might need to look into this regardless.
Yeah, it might be a good thing if you guys, if you at least let them know. We're trying the best that we can. From our understanding, their numbers are limited currently. They're wanting to grow stronger.
Fair enough. He does, take a piece of paper out of his bag and begins to write something. He does state... alright then. I'm gonna put something down here. I am going to definitely look into this. However, I do not know if we will find each other again. Or at least that easily. So, I'm gonna do this one-time thing. He then gives you the scrap piece of paper. Find this person when you intend to get this information, and I will try to find it for you. That being the case, though, you need to convince this person to bring you down here. They're likely, potentially, one of only a handful of people that can navigate the Underdark quite well. This individual is my sister. So if you do need this information at one point in time, she can bring you down here. That being the case, though, she doesn't like to come down here.
Dust will quickly look at it. Is it the drow that Nikolai and I first met?
Looking at it, you do read a name, and do you remember her name?
I think her name was Susan.
It was Susan after I changed it because I think I named another NPC the same name, so I went with Susan. Yeah, it's Susan. Looking at the piece of paper, it does read Susan underneath. It reads the connotation in under common. He wrote it in common, obviously. But on the side, it does read Priestess of the Silver Moon.
Ah. As it just so happens, I do know your sister.
All right.
When my friend Nikolai and I first met, it was for a job for her, and we were able to help her out in accomplishing her task. She was chasing, I believe, it was a were-rat or rat folk who had stolen something from you or had brought about a great evil. She wanted to cleanse it, and we were able to cleanse it for them.
Yeah, fair enough. She once was known as a priestess of Elistray. Don't spread that name around, especially if you're near drow. Unfortunately, they don't like that. The evil ones, mainly. That being the case, though, you should probably still don't do that. Unfortunately, If you're near a spider, and I'm talking physically and also, decorum, just don't mention that name. That being the case, though, she was once a priestess of Alestray, no longer. Don't know why, didn't ask why, or different routes we led our lives in. She came out here after basically being banished by our family. I was next in line after being younger than her. And, didn't want to go out and about and kill people for no reason or steal orphans from nearby cities. Not really my thing. Mercenary works better. Pays better, too. That being the case, though, look her up if you do intend to go down there and look for the information. I'll do my part. At the very least, to, help my people survive, and with any luck, you help yours.
Yeah.
Alright. Take care. And he just jumps into the hole.
Okay.
10 seconds later, he does shout out from it, "Good luck out there!" And you hear footsteps leading away.
When he says good luck, I'll shout back out. Good luck yourself.
And then 15 minutes later,
You're lucky I didn't kill you.
No, it would have been
What?
immediately.
What?
Dust would have yelled out immediately after he had said good luck.
yeah, fair enough. I was just being dumb. You
Dumb.
check the rest of the area, and you do find the anti-gravity circle.
I should have done a stealth check before he jumped down. Stealth check?
I think you mean sleight of hand.
No, I was going to do a stealth check to hide. That would be a 22 to stealth, actually.
You
wait,
hide
what?
before he jumps down.
Yeah, and then I want to do an advantage sleight of hand check to take one of his blades.
Sure.
It's a 20. That's a 20.
Oh my god.
Like, when he jumps down there, you're more or less behind a rock. He was more or less talking to Ada and Dust. So, like, while he's talking with them, he just jumps down, doesn't know you swipe the left blade.
Woo! Let's go! Frick yeah! I couldn't kill him, but I took his blade.
You were going to that now?
What? Sorry?
You-
Huh?
Did you say you were going to kill him?
No! Okay. Okay, just all of it everything on the table here. I looked at it inside. I did it. I inspected to see if he would be worth a lot, because drow, their souls are a little bit more expensive, and I'm so cursed, Ada, and I was thinking that maybe he would be valuable since all of his people were dead, and we could use his soul to pay for my debt. Yeah.
Amara just looks at you. That doesn't make it any better.
It doesn't make it any better.
At least you understand that much. And then just walks away. Elba just look towards you. Look at it this way, Nikolai. You can do it next time when he tries to get his sword back.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Just please stop killing everyone.
So
Yeah.
what kind of sword did I get?
Classified under short sword, but it does necrotic damage. It also has
necrotic.
a extending reach factor, which decreases the dice by a d6, but it gives you a range of 10 feet.
Oh, sweet. So
So
if
it's
I
essentially a necrotic short sword that gives you reach.
Yeah.
I can't believe you did that.
like, you can't believe I was capable of doing it, or that I actually did it.
That you actually did it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Honestly, I should have given you a flat roll because I made it mention he was keeping an eye on the swords. I wanted to see what would happen.
I mean, a flat roll was a flat roll. If my flat,
13.
I was rolling at disadvantage, or that was advantage. The second
No.
roll was at advantage but I was hiding. But maybe you should have given it. Yeah,
No, the stealth was a 22.
yeah.
But
he
if
would
it
have
was a
noticed
flat
his
roll, it would have
sword
been
missing
13.
is the thing. He would have
Oh,
noticed
yeah.
who stole it, but he would have noticed it being gone. But I wanted to see what happened. So he had the sword now. Congratulations.
Okay.
But yeah, you head up towards the surface, not finding anything else because there's nothing else here. You do
Run this
realize that the things you're stealing was probably his team's stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That still doesn't explain the whole shield inside the cave and the trap thing, though.
How much necrotic damage does it do?
It switches slashing to necrotic damage. It's a short sword.
Oh, it's just a swap. Oh, so it's like instead of slashing. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. On our way out, we would have taken out the miners' bodies.
Yeah.
Here are some other things that we had found. We had found 2 spears, 2 long swords, a warhammer, smith tools, and then the dragon egg.
Yeah. About the dragon egg, do you take it with you, or you just warn them about it?
Whatever the answer is, Ada's still saying no to the dragon egg.
Oh yeah, the dragon egg.
The thing about the dragon, if we were to take the dragon egg, it would be a potential risk later on if the dragon came to find us.
Mm-hmm.
But it could be a number of benefits to us as well.
Yeah. By the roll you guys did, or at least I think it was Nikolai, you can tell it's either a black dragon, a dragon turtle, or a... Man, I'm blanking on the word.
Shadow.
Shadow. Thank you. Shadow dragon. For some reason, I was thinking Shadow the Hedgehog, but that doesn't make sense. But yeah,
Right.
it could potentially be
Yeah, right.
useful or it could be very dangerous. Based off of your own history, you do know that shadow dragons are very dangerous. Black dragons are also dangerous. And dependent, dragon turtles can be beneficial.
Ah, nice.
Unfortunately, none of you are specialists, so there's that.
There's my dagger.
Yeah.
Well, I named it a dagger, but maybe I should name it dagger. Dagger. Extendo dagger.
It's a short sword.
Well, I know, but I put it in dagger because it acts like a dagger. You said.
Yeah, fair enough. All right.
Other than that, you can't throw it.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I'm gonna say you discuss if you take the dragon egg or not. Fauna does state if you do take it and it is a black dragon, they're generally evil and very not
I could probably
willing.
tame it.
They're really not willing to hear others out. They're more chaotic than anything else. You
Well, we
might be
could
able
at
to
least-
tame it, maybe.
We could at least sell it.
You're going to sell a dragon egg.
Well, yeah. But what else would we do with it?
You do state that, and Whisper does state, I do have a few contacts that might be willing to buy a dragon egg.
Perfect. So yeah, I go grab it.
Yeah, I think if we were to sell that, that would be the best option because keeping it here could cause a lot of problems again.
Whisper does state, fair point. Amara does state, honestly, probably the best idea if it is a shadow dragon. Those are even more evil, so
Well,
maybe don't leave it here.
I grabbed it.
You grab it.
I grabbed it. Yay! I put it in my inventory. Well, yeah. Well, I have to carry it, don't I?
It's very, very big.
Yeah, I have to carry it, so I'm carrying it.
Yeah. Coming back out with like a contingency of stuff here and there and a giant dragon egg. The man with the gray beard moves over towards you. It looks like you did it. Well, here's 50 gold for the remaining 2 bodies you found. Thankfully, none of them were alive bodies. Too bad for the first 2. That being said, though, we've managed and can operate tomorrow at a full scale once more. If you do know people that are looking for a job or need a job yourselves, I don't know how well mercenary work pays for you, but you're more than willing to work here.
We're currently on a number of lucrative jobs currently.
Yeah, fair enough.
I do want to mention where those other bodies came from. They did come from the Underdark. They were a company of mercenaries who were hired to actually get rid of that creature that we brought out of the mines earlier. They were having problems with it near their city in the Underdark, and it just proved too powerful for them. And as they were running, they let it there. They did make a small hole. They made a hole that would be quite easily, I believe, for you to fill in. But it leads 50 feet down, leads to the Underdark, just so that you're aware. And that portion of the Underdark, we were told, was not very habitable.
Hunting ground.
Yes, a hunting ground.
We're probably going to collapse that then. Thank you for the notice. I'll likely quarantine the area. Yeah.
And then I'll just kind of show them where it is on like their mind map.
Yeah, he takes it out. You point. Oh, second floor. All right, we should probably... Yeah, we'll get a few excavators and see if there's any other routes that lead into the Underdark. Kind of generally want to avoid that. In most cases. In all cases, really. You know what? He then tips you another 5 gold. On the house. All right, then.
Sweet.
We don't need to work. Get out of here. We already paid you. What are you doing?
Yes, and thank you for the job. And let's get out of here. Then we'll just kind of jump on the cart.
Yeah, you begin to make your way back to Sir Brian and other names that are not important enough to be named.
I'm sending you a message, by the way.
Okay.
I don't know what you want to do with that, but let me know. Because, yeah. Maybe that's not the right word, but, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like, I don't know, maybe a better word would be, like, his cognizant ability to make decisions? Sure. Like, morally, like, righteous decisions, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. George does wave to you guys. Thank you for everything you did. And for saving the last 2 workers he went down there, honestly. He tried to save the first 2. That didn't work. And he was almost dead himself. So he's honestly grateful to you. As you begin to head out, Nikolai, more or less, the Crown Prince.
You wanna... DM, can you... I feel like I forgot, but I know what I feel like that is.
The Crown Prince is the next heir to the throne.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, we're looking for that. That's freaking what's her face's brother? Yeah, Vol's
Vol?
brother.
Vol's brother.
Yeah. Kind of
Nikolai,
looking for
you've been
that. Yeah,
on
that
the vlog
a little bit
debate. How do I
important.
remember her name?
Okay, let's Nikolai's going insane. Yeah.
We are looking for the crown prince, and this will be definitely away from the mine.
Can I roll an
A little bit.
intelligence saving throw?
Sure.
I don't know if I want to or not, but I feel like I should.
We are not necessarily looking for a specific location, but we are looking for him. He was on his way from I can't remember off the top of my head. Give me a second.
Oh wow. This is the most scariest actually.
He was on his way from the east side of the Great Forest on his way to Hythe, the city of Hythe, which is on the western side, when he went missing.
How long ago was that?
Probably about better part of a month and a half, 2 months ago.
Getting close to 3 months, actually.
Oh, 3 months.
Okay.
Getting close to 3 months ago.
Oh, if he
Nikolai's
hasn't
fine.
come out yet, he's likely trapped inside somewhere. So you probably want the overhang.
Is he fine?
It'd be harder
Okay.
to go through the force itself. I think I can trust you all to go there, if you guys want to go there. But I do have to warn you, if you do find... you will maybe find other people that are lost. But if you try to help everyone, you might die.
Dying doesn't sound that bad, actually. Oh wait, sorry. I made my intelligence say, yeah, let's not die.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
there are worse fates, but dying seems to be the one that most people not from there go with to fear.
Yeah. As Nikolai clutches the egg. Yeah. I like this egg. It's
Yeah,
very,
you're still
it's
holding
very
it.
nice.
I'm just
And
picking
Fauna,
up.
if you happen to know of any particular evil groups of people or groups of people that necessarily need to be taken out within the forest on our way, please let us know.
Oh, the forest generally deals with them.
Okay.
well, that works for us.
Kind of.
Well, what Dust is more of thinking of like, we need to get souls for Nikolai.
Yeah.
Oh,
She does state, the easiest way, or at least the best way, if he is trapped inside, would be looking in the
Trapped
overhang,
inside?
which would be the area where you could see the pockets inside. I can lead you through there if you want, but you might have your morals tested there.
Moral is. I'm trying to just. What do you? I'm
morals?
confused.
It's something my grandma told me about. Those are the mortal races, or the material plane. They have a different way of viewing life.
We will face a trial that will test us to great extents.
Well, it's worth saving Vol's brother.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
You begin to,
Nikolai. You okay there, Nikolai?
I'm doing fine. Just holding this egg. It's great. We're great. Everything's great.
Bafana, within the Great Forest,
Do we have any alcohol? I would love a drink. That'd be nice.
Amaro takes out a flask.
Nikolai kind of clutches the egg in one hand and just starts gulping down the alcohol.
Ada looks at Amara. I'm not surprised he had that.
I travel a lot. Not every place has a bar.
Good point.
Do I need to make a constitution save or is it a strong alcohol?
It's enough to get you buzzed, but not the strongest thing because you want to be mindful. You can roll if you
Gotcha.
want, but it's not going to get you drunk.
Well, yeah, it's not gonna get me drunk.
It's not going to get you drunk. It is strong
no.
enough that it keeps you buzzed, but you can tell that she got specifically this kind of vintage, so she wouldn't get drunk.
Wow.
Because she doesn't want to get accidentally drunk and be camping in the forest, and then just be plastered, and then a wolf attacks her. Nah, that ain't happening. She's not dumb. You travel a bit further ahead, and eventually you reach the canopy, which is another name into the forest.
Okay.
Fauna does state, all right, over the arc, we will find the overhang, but if you do need to rest, I suggest you do it now.
Yeah, I think we should take a good rest right now. I'm kind of doing not so great on my abilities.
Ada, did you say something?
I was gonna say, yeah, we should probably rest.
Yeah. And with this, we'll take our 5-minute break here. I forgot to. So I'll be right back.
Okay.
Gotcha. Sorry about that. I was a little bit dark there for a little bit.
I swear to God, there's gonna be that one arc when Nikolai just loses his absolute.
Seven registered,
Yes.
like that he's turned in.
Yeah. 7 of 100. Like if I had a quarter, I'd feel a little bit better. But he only has 7.
And he needs
100.
93 souls.
Yeah, I need 93 more.
He does have a few souls that are essentially in the book.
No, right now?
Well, Lana's soul, you got her soul.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I did. Never mind.
Well, you got something weird. You got something.
I have Lana plus a dark presence.
Hmm?
And Lana plus
a dark.
yeah.
And then you would also have potentially the soul of the gunslinger elf.
Gunslinger.
Lana's assistant.
Oh, Leia?
mercenary assistant.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I forgot about.
You remember my
those
terrible name
two.
scheme?
I have those two. Yeah, I wrote them down. I put them on my little sheet. So yeah.
Yeah, they're like Lana is kind of her soul is kind of up in the air because you're not quite sure if she works as connected to like a deity. Same with the dark presence. So those are like questionable souls, but they can be potentially worth quite a bit.
Yeah.
Possible.
Those two.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if he was neutral, he would have been worth like 5. The guy that we talked to just now.
Yeah.
At least 5. I mean, I don't think he would if he was untethered to like a god, then he was definitely neutral. But if he was like chosen to like do something, he would have been worth more.
Well, Roy in particular, most drow are tethered to a deity.
But he was untethered. So yeah.
He was untethered. So it isn't the fact. So his soul in particular is extremely rare, which would be worth more.
Yeah.
So that's where Dogma was. What Dogma was saying.
Yeah.
His soul would be worth a lot, just for the simple fact he is a drow that is untethered to a god.
Yeah. And I mean,
or at least Loth. He had untethered himself to Loth.
Well, that you said when you were telling me about soul prices, you were saying that chosen souls were worth a lot more, like based on their god. But is that the same? But in Drow, it's opposite.
Yeah, unfortunately, Drow are only linked to Loth and maybe her pantheon, but very, very little. At the exact same time, anyone that is not connected to any deity of the Drow themselves, super rare, super hard to find. In fact, that is near impossible to find. A better one would be one that is connected to man, I'm blanking on the name. Loth's daughter, I think it was Alethe. I gave you it like a little bit a while ago. I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah. So essentially, Drow, they are a very religious people.
Yeah.
Everything is based off of gaining favor from their gods.
So
From the god that they are associated with.
And forced to worship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And forced to worship out of pure fear. Because they grew up in that aspect.
I'm gonna roll a d4 because of lightning. Because we're hitting a long rest, right?
Yeah.
Like
1. I got 1 charge back. Congratulations.
Even within like Faerun, the stories of Faerun, there is like, and I'm going into like Legend of Dritz and those types of books. There is only like really 3 or 4 drow who have totally cut themselves off from a drow deity.
Yeah.
The 2 biggest known ones are Dritz, Uern, and then there's a mercenary that Dritz often goes up against.
Gotcha. Sorry. Continue. Yeah. I was gonna say. We're getting close to our time, but I was just
Yeah. So who works with the drow on occasion, but he's his own boss.
Yeah.
Okay, continue. I'm ready to go.
Okay. What about everyone else?
Yep.
I'm ready.
Okay. I will use this tent. As you begin to set up tent and making sure everything is a-okay, and I'm guessing since Nikolai's next to the fire, he set up the fire, which explains why the tent is right next to it.
Yeah.
Let's switch it over there.
Hmm.
As you begin to set up camp, making sure everything's a-okay, fire ready for the night. It is a very brisk night, and thankfully enough, you haven't encountered the giant monster you put in here. Who knows what happened to it?
Giant
Nonetheless,
monster.
I mean, yeah, it's the same forest you put the howl in.
Yeah. Ooh, can I do an insight or like I don't know, this may be Arcana or but okay, basically what I want to do is I want to check up on my patches and I want to see the state of what is happening to the goat demon that is on my patch. Like, has it done anything? Has it developed some kind of weird like aura, or like is the patch like developed like an ooze to it? Like, what's going on with it? Like, and what kind of check do I need to do? Okay. I'm gonna spin. Oh, actually, I can do this. I'm just use a guidance on that. Nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
Go ahead and roll 1d20.
Wait, what? Oh, this is like a luck check?
No, this is... I think you cast some... Oh, wait, never mind. I think it's something else. You gave Ada something, but I think I'm thinking of something else.
1d20?
Never mind. It wouldn't spark a wild surge.
So 1d100.
All right, sorry.
Wait.
No, you first need to roll a d20.
Yeah. But that was a cantrip. But yeah.
Yeah.
And we took a long... Or is this before the long rest?
I'm assuming you're doing this before the long rest.
I'll do it for fun. Yeah.
Nah, you're fine. You're good. Raises up to 2. As you begin to wonder exactly what the patch is doing, you can tell that it is still there. It hasn't, like somehow melted out of your pants.
Yeah.
But you can tell when you stare at it in the weird kind of light. It seems to more or less flicker. The patch itself is still there, but the demonic image of the goat demon is like flickering on and off. It's kind of hard to tell what it is. At one point in time, you do believe it's maybe the light until it the light sticks well enough that you can tell that the creature inside is flickering. You're not sure if it's escaping or learning new skills.
Interesting. Can I cast mending on it?
You cast mending on the patch and nothing really seems to work. A little scuffs and things of that nature are cleaned up, but mending doesn't seem to have caused anything.
Okay.
Didn't make it any worse, didn't make it any better.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, as you get more or less around the campfire, Opal does state, to Fauna mainly, Fauna, you said something about testing morality. What does that exactly mean? Are we gonna be tested by some ancient fae creature? Answer riddles or, I don't know, walk backwards or something of that nature? Oh, no. Then I'm confused. Okay.
Oh my gosh. I wanna... Ooh.
What are we being tested for?
Sorry.
What's going to happen?
Oh, it's not really being tested by anyone. My grandma said you view life in a different way. So often than not, people feel like they're tested by something. But it's not anything of that nature. It's more like whether or not you decide to listen to your own emotions.
As you were talking about that, Fauna, it kind of makes me think that what we will see will change us.
This sounds like a Are we telling scary stories or something? This feels like a
Please
scary
don't.
story.
It feels like a scary story. It
No,
doesn't seem like
Nikolai,
Fawn is
that's like-
lying, but you're not
Probably
exactly
the
sure
most
what
thing
she
he's
means by
afraid of.
that. Yeah.
Like he's afraid of his emotions the most of all.
Yeah. Whisper does state, can you, I don't know, explain a little bit to, I don't know, get us prepared? I can try, but I don't really know if it'll mean anything to you. When we go over the canopy or the overhang, we'll be seeing some things that we might not like seeing, and sometimes people make mistakes.
Oh, they're gonna. Is this like a time thing where they're gonna show us our past?
I don't think so. I think you just see things that might cause you to act on them. They're actual events that are happening, but we're going through an area that we can see above the forest itself, and each section is like a bubble. And if someone is inside the bubble, we're seeing them in real time, which means we might see something we might want to help with, or you might want to help with, or something dangerous. I don't really know. It's different each time. But when we enter inside, or if someone tries to enter inside, they don't really know if it's very fast in time there or very slow until they try to get out again.
So we need to
Okay.
fight the urge.
We have to resist. That's what you're telling
Oh.
us.
Yeah, we have to resist the urge to help others until we find the prince.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast one more spell, and I want to see if this works because this sounds really interesting, and I'm curious. I'm gonna cast message and point it at the patch
Point to patch.
and say, "Can you hear me?"
Let me roll something.
Okay.
Inside your mind, you just hear like snarling as if a beast is trying to attack you. Either it can hear you, you're not entirely sure, but it's cognizant enough that it can respond, but not so much that it's making words.
Okay.
It just seems really pissed off.
Gotcha. Okay.
You did demify the goat.
Mm-hmm.
It's now something completely different.
I know. I'm just trying to. I haven't done any checks on it to see what it is anymore. I'm just kind of like Nikolai has like a moment before he goes into a world of
Yeah.
before he decides to talk to a demon before he actually goes into a mysterious land.
Fair enough. Fauna does state, I don't think we can take the wagon through, but if we find what we need, we can always come back, grab the wagon, and go into the bubble we need to. Or we can jump into the bubble and backtrack back to the wagon.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just saying this for mainly Nikolai's help. Nikolai, I feel like you should at least someone should hold on to you.
Well,
Because I don't know what you're going to do in there, and I have a bad feeling it's not going to go well.
Whatever gave you I honestly, of all of us, I feel like I would be the one that would keep us all fine. Like, what?
I mean, you're not fine right now.
Yeah, Whisper just states, I don't think so. I mean, there's the whole trying to ask me out thing when you're already dating someone. There's the whole trying to spy on people that are friendly to you. And then there's the whole trying to go out with a few people outside of me, which is kind of rude, but I get it. A lot of people are very... looks at your team. A lot of your team is very attractive.
I slap Whisper.
Slap! But she continues on to just make fun of you. Then, like, after a minute.
You should stop saying things after not knowing all of the knowledge that you think that you know.
That's kind of what I do.
Yeah, assuming things.
Well,
Makes
yes, but
Yes.
also point to herself. Information broker.
I think it might be best if we leave the horses here.
Sir Brian. He will be missed.
We'll be back then.
Yeah,
Just
and then
nice.
we'll come. Then we'll come back, and then we can decide on whether or not we wish to.
What if there's an alternate reality where we come back like a year later and then they're just dead horses?
Not gonna lie, I listen. That's kind of normal. No offense. I know they're attached to the horses.
You've already lost 4 horses. What's 4 more?
Add 4 more to that list. Let's go.
Oh man!
Not like literally the only person in the group who's attached to these horses is Nikolai.
I mean, I'm not
I
attached. I just have one horse in particular.
Do you want to bring him along?
No, he's gonna be a hindrance. It's okay.
Well, she did say the
Okay.
wagon would be a hindrance. You can probably take one horse.
I'm not a mounted combat person. I don't need them.
Yeah. After figuring out that you're not a mounted person, combat person, you more or less get the horses tied up and have the feed around so they can eat whenever there need be. They're well-trained horses, so even unlatched, they would not like run everywhere. They would more or less create a perimeter and then stick to the perimeter. War
That's
horses,
pretty
dude.
good.
They're very well-trained.
Yeah. Wow.
Although after like probably a while, they will eventually just leave. So like don't stay there for like a week. And you should be fine.
Yeah. I'm gonna sleep in the tent.
Yeah. Without too much of issue, you all begin to take a nice long nap. By nap, I mean just a long rest.
Do we need to do watches?
You poke your head out of the tent and you go, do we need to do watches? And Fauna does state, you can if you want, or I can just watch over everyone.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you sleep?
Sometimes.
Do you need to sleep?
Not all the time.
Okay, this vague. I don't need vagueness. I want to. Okay, good night.
Dust will just turn to Fauna. We just want to make sure you're at your best. You are the one who knows the forest better than anybody.
Oh, well, I'm in the forest. I don't really need to sleep. I can if I want to, though.
Very well.
Whisper just going to the tent. Good enough for me.
I think we'll just kind of all turn in and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Opal looks inside the tent. It's kind of cramped now. Well, it's still not full, but she's more like, I'm going to sleep underneath the tree.
A magical tree.
A purple tree.
Dust will kind of just take to the
exactly what Fauna was going to
wagon.
do. She'll say that.
Well, there would probably be enough room for 2 people.
Honestly, she was just going to stand on it like a perched bird and look around.
You would, if she was doing that, she wouldn't bug Dust much.
Okay. Everyone eventually gets there nice. 8 hours to 6 hours to 4 hours. Looking at Amara. Eventually, everyone begins to sleep. Dust for a good 10 minutes, you think, yeah, this is going to bug me. All she's doing is keeping an eye on things. When she, like, looks into the sky and looks around. Dust, what's your passive perception?
It's only 10.
Aw.
Wait, is your passive perception 10 when is he sleeping?
No, it's like before he sleeps. He might notice something. But 10's not good enough.
Oh, yeah, no, he's horrible at perception.
Yeah.
Like, Dust, he's all about being focused in on the task
Makes sense.
at hand. But perception-wise, yeah, no crap.
Okay. You do see her like looking into the sky and looking around. You get a weird, uneasy feeling for some reason, as if you saw something you shouldn't. But when you try to rub your eyes open and awake to see, you're not exactly sure where it was or who it was or Sir Brian. Maybe.
Yeah. Yep.
Might be.
Maybe.
Or it could just be the snoring currently going on by Whisper in the tent. Who's to say? But eventually you do fall asleep, no longer sensing that weird feeling. For the next couple of hours, you take your long rest. And soon enough, by morning, you think, because it's very thick here, you wake up.
Yeah.
She hops back off of the wagon, like, without an issue. Amara has been up this entire time for the last 2 hours, so she's already out here. And everyone else eventually just wakes up.
Yay! I wonder if Dust would make his wonderful stew. That'd be nice.
When you come out, you notice Amara is currently making not a stew, but oatmeal. Oh, you guys are awake. I already started breakfast for you guys.
Oh.
I mean, I only need
one
4.
that normally does it.
She was going to say, I only need 4 hours to sleep, so I thought it might be helpful. And the way she took that, it's like, Dust usually makes the food.
At that, Dust jumping out of the cart, he's just like, Amara, don't worry, I'm more than willing to share those responsibilities. And sometimes something simple like oatmeal is exactly what we need.
Looks towards the group.
I hope it makes me feel the same as when I
can make
Dust
more
cooks.
if you need more. Yeah. Dusty, make
I think
the rest of the meal. She didn't start it until like 30 minutes ago, so there is time to make more if you really need it.
Oh, I mean, all I'm trying to get is his temporary HP. Because
I know.
His ability. Yeah.
But Amara doesn't know that.
Dust will be like, Amara, you continue making breakfast. I'll make something for the road ahead.
I'm going to go and look for some wild mushrooms to see if I can put some stuff in the breakfast.
Okay. Go ahead and roll survival.
18.
You do find some nice mushroom crafts in the area. You're not sure if they're poisonous or not, but you do find like some weird brownish ones, some weird whitish ones, and 2 red ones.
Cool. I bring them back and say, "Hey, I found some mushrooms. You can use these."
Amara does say, "I've never seen a red one, but the white ones should be edible."
Okay. Can I pocket the red ones and then inspect them?
Sure. Fauna is also there, and she's near.
Oh yeah, Fauna. Can you look at these mushrooms?
Oh, sure. She looks at them, examines them. Oh, I wouldn't eat them if you don't want to eat them.
Okay. Wait,
it's a weird sentence, but she does state, I wouldn't eat them if you don't want to eat them. Which is weird. When you ask her, what do you mean by that? She does state, they're not necessarily poisonous, but they will hurt your body.
Okay, so... Okay. What about the other mushrooms I have?
Oh, those are shiitake mushrooms. We should be able to eat them.
Ah, yeah, those are good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, here you go. I'll give him the shiitakes.
Yeah. She like makes a separate meal with the mushrooms because I don't know how well mushrooms would be in oatmeal. I've never tried it.
Yeah, like some stir fry. Yeah.
She makes like some stir fry with a few bits of meat, jerky she has, and you guys have a pleasant meal. Does make something for the road for a light snack. So I'm assuming, Dust, you're doing your whole color and everything. If you are speaking, I don't hear anything.
I was off. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I thought I was off, and it was off. So, just making something small that you could pop into your mouth and quickly eat. I made enough for everybody to have one.
Yeah.
And when you do eat it, you will get the temporary hit points.
Yeah. With the stir fry, Amara made some rice to complement it. So you take some of the rice, put in a nice few bits of ingredients to more or less make an onigiri. Something around that. I don't know. I would say beef jerky, but those are the only things I can think of for travel food, except for mixed nuts. But that wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Trail mix.
Yeah. I want to say trail mix. Why not? Does make some trail mix, imbuing magical properties into it.
Wow.
All M&Ms.
So you can either use it for health or temporary hit points.
How much?
Temporary. Sorry. I just read quickly through it. I missed one thing. Okay, so when I make food during rests, you get healed, but for temporary HP, it'll be 3. You'll get 3 temp HP.
3?
Yeah, 3.
Oh. I feel like it was more. Huh. Is that the chef feat?
Yeah. You gain temporary hit points equal to your proficiency bonus.
Enough food for a number of creatures. Well, it's +4 in the game. Any creature who eats the food for 1 hour, you can finish run number of treats. A creature use a bonus action. One of these treats to gain temporary. Your proficiency bonus is it's the proficiency bonus, which
so it would be
for us
3.
It's 3. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean better than nothing.
Yeah, because it's yeah.
But yeah, you begin to finish off your meals. You put the tent away. One of you eventually turns off the fire.
Can we use it as either or is it only the temporary?
To get the healing, it has to be during a rest.
Like you can eat it now and it heal you, but you're already healed. So I honestly would use it as the temp HP.
Okay.
And if we were taking a long rest, I would just
last for 1 hour. Oh, it lasts for 8 hours.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it lasts for long enough.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, cool.
So essentially, I make the snack. The snack will last for as long as it needs to. But then there's just kind of a temp. Once you eat it, it only lasts for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Does make some trail mix for the road. And you begin to trail off. Having the horses ready, steady, and go. Go ahead.
During all this, sorry, Dogma. Can Ada look through the arch? Like she could go over and look and see if she could see anything on the other side?
Yeah. As you're staring over the arch when Dust is making the baggies of trail mix, you do feel and see a weird sensation inside. Looking inside, I want you to go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, fuck. Oh, thank God I have high wisdom, please. Yes!
Wow.
It feels weird. It's not as if you were gonna get hurt. It's more as if your mind was trying to comprehend what you're seeing. When you peer inside, the moment in time you live in and the moment in time it feels like it's inside of this cave system seem to not be working together. It takes a good amount of your own mental strength while still on this side to try to meld the two together. But you are able to do that eventually. Peering inside, you see a whole bunch of weird bubbles and more or less a bridge. But you can also tell that it extends downwards. Not the bridge, but the bubbles patterns themselves You can tell that there are scenes inside the bubbles, but you're not exactly sure what's going on. As of right now, as Fauna did mention, you are peering through the weird warp time zones that are inside of this forest. This overhang, which would make sense, is peering above it. It might not be in the same space as the forest itself, and just might be an area where you can look over the entirety of the forest without going too far. But she did also mention that if you jump into a bubble, you will be in that area. So great fast travel, really. But at the exact same time, you don't know how fast time in that bubble is going. It does seem to be safe, and there's no real danger here. And Fauna did state that not a lot of people know about this place, so you see no real tracks around here. You see no one on that bridge. It seems to be a clear shot from here to the other side. The other side, you're not sure what it is, though, as there's another arch there.
Are you going to go through, or what? What are we doing?
Well, are we ready to go through?
Dust comes over. Well, Whisper then states, Ada, do you want your trail mix, or should I give it back to Dust?
Yeah, I'll have it.
She hands it over.
Thank you.
Fauna then states, alright, is everyone ready to go?
Yep.
Okay. She begins.
I think we are ready.
Alright, she begins to lead the team to the other side.
I don't know, this gives me like mass Gravity Falls weird McKinnon vibes.
Yeah, now that I think about it.
Oh, most definitely.
Peering inside, you see the bubbles that you saw beforehand. You see canopies extending them upwards, and you see people inside. Well, rather, you see the environment they're in and the people that are inside. You look downwards, and you see a whole lot more being shrouded by both mist and magic. You're not exactly sure if they're imprisoned or they're trapped, but by the way it sounds, probably entrapped, but with no real bars, just entrapped by the time they're living in. You can't really discern, or at least can't tell, in the current place you're at now, what is currently going on inside. But once you pass them, you believe you will be able to peer inside and discern who or what is going on. And you might be able to, I don't know, maybe find a prince or save someone's life. Who's to say?
Nikolai steps forward.
As you step forwards, the bridge itself seems to be sturdy enough that it can hold you. It seems to be made out of a very thick bark, but it's not a tree. It's more like a root, which is interesting, which just means that there's a giant tree somewhere. As you step on it, it feels sturdy and easily enough walkable. She does state, I don't know who the prince is, but you can check out any of the bubbles and, I don't know, maybe figure out who it is.
Oh, she is going way too fast for my comfort. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she's like in the middle of things and goes,
slow down.
I'll wait here if you want. You rush over. Hey, slow down.
I'm going
does anyone
to go
peer inside of any of the bubbles?
slowly.
Can Ada look at the bubble on the left?
All right. You peer at the bubble on the left closest to the end, and you do see 3 women. Inside, they seem to be navigating a strange chart, as if looking for something. Peering inside, you can tell that one's an Aasimar, another one is a tiefling, and the last one is a halfling. By the way they look and appear, they seem to be some sort of team, maybe finding some lost treasure, but they seem to be at a loss, trying to find the directions at hand.
And Ada, look at the one on the right.
Yeah.
Right.
Looking to the one on the right, you can tell that this is a contingency of people currently traveling. There is a halfling rogue up front, a tiefling bard roughly second to the front, More or less fighter in the middle, a warlock second to the back, and a barbarian at the farthest end. Based off of their makeup and teamwork, they might be a mercenary group looking for a work and traveling through the forest. Based off of their patterns, though, they just might be new to the whole adventuring thing. So they don't exactly know what type of danger they might be in.
I wanna.
Dust is gonna look over in this one with a single person.
I'm looking at that orb also.
As both Dust and Nikolai look at the single person orb, you can tell that it is a discerning human child, roughly around the age of 4, where vocal patterns are perceptive enough that you can hear them. Unfortunately, you don't get sound through them, but you can tell they're currently crying on the ground, mimicking a word over and over again. They continue to more or less smear their eyes, which just indicates that they're crying. Mimicking the word again, you begin to repeat it as if trying to understand, and you hear the word, or at least understand the word, mommy.
Oh.
Really holding back, Dust will just kind of look away to the other side.
At the bubble?
Yeah, at the bubble with 3. Just trying to break away from that image.
Peering outside at the other 3, you can tell that there's a woman and 2 people there, but the 2 people there seem to be sentry guards, much like the guards of the Kingdom of Isle. Looking at her, you can tell that she's currently hysterical, shouting at them and more or less pointing at them. You're not exactly sure what's going on, but you can tell one of the human guards is trying to calm her down, but at the exact same time, she slaps him. The guard to the end does state something, but you can't really tell what's going on. But she keeps almost badgering at them continuously until she basically goes down and begins to cry. And she keeps mumbling a word over and over again. And you believe it is son. Or my son. I should probably change the music. It's a little too happy for this.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah, no.
It's getting really depressing.
Some like tribal forest or some like mysterious forest music.
Yeah.
With that, Dust will call Fauna. Fauna, is there a way to identify where these bubbles are? Exactly, without having to go into them.
There is, but you might not be able to get out of the area itself. Each bubble is its own time frame. So you can find the location in the forest, but you'd still be affected by it.
What I'm more thinking of is, and Dust will point to the 2 bubbles. These 2 bubbles are connected. I know that I do not want to enter into them, but if I can tell this bubble where this bubble is, I can at least help them without causing damage.
You might try, but that doesn't mean it'll succeed. If they are connected, then they would be in the same bubble. And your message might come across and they might hear it, but when they go looking, the other individual might be dead.
Ada's gonna call out to Dust. Dust, I know you want to help them, but it's not worth it. I'm sorry.
But what is this what's going on right here? I'm gonna look at this one.
Looking
on the
inside,
right?
you do see a family of 1 adult male and his more or less teenage daughter. currently running away from a giant-like creature. It seems to possess one eye and a loincloth-like device. Why did I say device when it's close? Sounds weird. Rushing towards them with a giant warhammer, just smacking it down just inches away from them. You can tell that this creature is playing with them, which ultimately is a little rude, but at the exact same time, it's not killing them. You can tell that it is possible, it is capable of doing it, but at the exact same time, it's giving it false hope. You can tell that this thing is just torturing these two, and without too much time longer, they will eventually run out of stamina and will die. By the form and function of them, you can tell that the older gentleman seems to be around mid-40s, and the younger one maybe 15 years old. And the one behind them seems to be some type of giant, or perhaps a cyclops. You're not entirely sure. Well, actually, Ada, you know it's a cyclops based off of your own history. These things are often not used as, well, tanks in combat, so very dangerous and very bloodthirsty.
Ada's gonna look away from that bubble and look towards this one.
Looking inside, you can tell that there's two people inside, one male and one female currently arguing. By the way it sounds, or at least by the way it looks, it does seem to be some couple just arguing about something. You can't really discern what it is by the way they move, by their continuous patterns. It's as if they're fighting the exact same fight over and over and over again. You're not sure if it's time, bubble dilation, whatever it's called, or they just might have this fight all the time. But these movements seem practiced, and everything else seems, well, not going anywhere. They don't seem to be in any danger physically. Mentally, probably.
She just sighs, fighting like the urge to just go and yell at them to stop. She's just gonna continue on.
Kind of reminds you of home, honestly.
Dust is gonna be looking into the one on the left with the single person.
Right here, I'm over here.
Alright. Nikolai, as you look towards the right, you can discern that there's one individual person inside, or at least one you currently see within frame. You can tell that they're exhausted. You can tell that they're at the life end of things. It's not as if they're old enough that they just are about to kick the bucket. It's more as if they have lost... Well, they just lost it. They seem frail. They seem they very unnourished. And you can tell that they're at the very end of their rope. It won't take much longer for it to snap. Who knows how long they've been trapped in here. Dust, to your left, you can tell someone has... Well, it's hard to tell, but they seem to be just simply walking inside the forest area. You can tell they're currently near a riverbank, about to drink from a stream of water. Alongside it, you can tell that there's a gold archway, almost like a cage system, but they don't seem to pay any mind. Once they finish their drink, they simply lay down and just rest near whatever weird cage system they're near. But their eyes seem hollow. Not as if they don't have any eyes, just as if there's no emotion behind them.
Dust is going to quickly move on to the next one.
I'm gonna use a spell.
All right.
I'm gonna cast Ice Knife just as a normal spell, and I'm gonna throw it right here at this bubble that I can't see, and I want to see how it interacts with it.
All right. You cast Ice Knife into the direction of a bubble you can barely make vision of. It manages to sink in and continues to make the curve inside the bubble. It eventually hits something, and it sporadically comes out as it normally would. It does seem that things can interact with these bubbles, but Fauna has already told you that they can.
Gotcha. I just wanted to see if it would change, like, how the spell worked, or it would hit the bubble and, like, direct on the outside of the bubble, or it would just, like, go in. And so, like, it went through and came out the other side, or did it, like, land in the bubble and then explode?
It went through onto the other side where whatever area that's at, it landed there.
Like, it followed its straight trajectory. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
More or less, you can determine that these are portals to their destinations. But not two-way portals, maybe. Because you can see them, but you're not exactly sure if they can see you.
Whoops. Did not mean to click that. My bad.
As you turn into a giant dinosaur and jump inside.
Yeah, I'll throw some random other spells just to get some weird things. Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
Yeah, okay. Ada and Dust, I'm assuming you're looking through the last two visible bubbles?
Mm-hmm. I don't know about that, but...
Yeah. Ada, looking towards your right, you can tell that there's a current woman currently backing up as if she's being attacked by three more or less gray-ish goblins. You can tell that they currently are snickering at each other, talking with one another. Each one has a knife, and they're currently talking about something and continuing to point at her with their knives. Something's about to happen there, and it doesn't seem to be nice. Dust, I'm assuming you're looking at the left one?
Yes.
Looking at the left one, you can determine that there are someone that more or less looks... I think, yeah, this one. You think it's this one. Because standing around this man seems to be a contingency of people from his own team or group, as they all seem to be Knights of Isle. But the one in the middle, or at least the one speaking to them right now, seems to be a Genasi man. Rather very well built and a fade side to his haircut. He does seem to be carrying himself as a leader, as someone ready to lead. Based off of the description you've been given, this does seem to be Vol's brother. Which means he's been trapped for who knows how long.
Where was that? Was that?
I found the print.
There's the one on the left.
Okay.
I found the print.
What do you want to do?
How are we going to get over there?
Fauna?
Fauna comes over. After everyone else. I think Nikolai... Oh, wait, no, she's further behind.
Yep.
Yeah, she took essentially the center.
Yeah. She didn't know how he looked, so... looking at the area... Okay. That shouldn't be too difficult to find. I just don't know how time works there. I usually just take the overhang, so I don't have to deal with it.
Do you recommend that we take the bubble? Go take the overhang?
It'd be faster. But again, I usually just take the overhang, so I don't ever get affected by the time. If we do jump inside, we'll be affected by it less since we just have to leave it sooner than later. But if we go around, we won't be affected until we enter inside the area.
Well, should we jump into it then?
Is it how hard is it to break out of the area?
I've never been there myself, so I don't know. I just know the area that I've been told and trained to go through. So I can get out of it, I just don't know how effective it is on the normal body.
Very well. You have more experience in this. We'll
The easiest way would probably be to jump, so we make it there already.
Okay, let's jump into the bubble then.
Okay. As give me 1 second.
Yeah, I wrote that's not. I wrote spelled the wrong word.
Nikolai, average.
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 I don't even need to.
You can if you want to, but it feels as if there's hardly anything left there.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Well, are we headed through the bubble?
Yep.
And by the way, this entire time you've seen some of these atrocities, some of these random standard things, some of these arguments, Fauna has just been more or less her chip herself. You don't know if she's evil or what, but you can tell that her, I don't know, maybe empathy is not exactly the same as everyone else's. Little daunting to think about.
She's from a very different background than us.
Yeah. She is not familiar with any of your world. And there might be a reason why. You really don't know.
Yeah, no. She's essentially kind of in here, I'm kind of seeing her more of as a priestess who's trained to deal with this place more than anything else. And so she's been specifically made to be able to go through the overhang without any problems.
So we can jump to that?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
The overhang is basically a giant tree root that you're looking down, and the bubbles are right there. So you can just arch your body and jump into any bubble.
With like any kind of like, does this strength matter on this check to jump?
No, you just straight up jump.
Okay.
There's any volunteers? No.
Nikolai
Go first.
Nikolai literally doesn't care, and he jumps off.
Yeah, you jump off and begin to land in the bubble. Fauna does state, all right, we should all probably jump as soon as possible, or else we might all arrive at the very different times.
I think Dust would have jumped soon after Nikolai.
All right. Soon enough, everyone else eventually jumps, entering into the princess bubble and ignoring, well, changing the music, ignoring what you saw. She was not joking. It definitely is testing your morality. It's not a test of, hey, a great spirit is currently trying to help you, and first you need to prove yourself. No.
Honest, I don't know if I should have rolled anything for doing that, because I don't know.
Like, even as a player, this messed with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, jumping in, trying to ignore the past or the brief seconds of what you just saw, you enter into the bubble where your mission lies. Who knows what happens to the rest, and you might figure that out later, but right now you have a mission ahead. This is going to be a tough one. I'm not saying that because getting the prince out will be tough. I'm talking about your mind right now.
Oh,
and who knows, looking at you, Nikolai, if it'll still be one whole piece. As we end the session
Oh, okay.
for today.